All right. Looks like we are live. What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to the stream. Hope all of you guys are having a great day. And of course, I hope you guys had a great weekend as well. Not so great with me with my 49ers losing, but at least they're still in the playoffs. So that's good. Got a matchup against the Eagles this week, so that should be fun. Looking forward to watching that game. So yeah. When do I think COD will come to Switch? Probably sometime this year, since they're already hiring for it. Check out my video. I made a video on it. Check out my video if you want more information and details. But yeah, they're hiring. So they've been hiring since last year. So it'll probably come this year. Sometime this year. Maybe I'll announce at a Nintendo Direct. Let's see here. I'm going to unleash my persona, says Michael. What's up, Michael? Let's go over shoutouts. What's up, Dior? Welcome. Daniel C. What's up, man? Welcome. General Zamora is here as well. Jeffrey Tucker is here. What is good, Jeffrey? Elias is here. What's up, Elias? Figure Drawing. Oh, man. Figure Drawing. What's up? Figure Drawing. Send me your PayPal in the not in the chat, of course. Send me your PayPal in our email, and I'll send you that 25 that I owe you for the game. Good win by the Seahawks, by the way. Very solid win. Good defense. Good running game. Just good all-around play by them. You know, outside of the missed kicks and sometimes stalling in the red zone, but outside of that, their defense played great, man. It's fun to watch. Let's see here. Will GTA ever come to Switch? Yeah, I actually made a video about that as well. That's possible as well too. So maybe we'll see. Let's see here. I hope and like there's already other GTA. I mean, you can play the GTA trilogy on Switch right now. So I mean, there's GTA 1 through 3 on Switch. Switch 1, and you can play backwards compatible Switch 2. So I'm pretty sure at some point maybe GTA 6. I guess that's the game that you're talking about, GTA 6. We'll see about GTA 4 and GTA 5. I don't know about those, but I mean it's all possible, of course. What's up, Westside OM? Welcome. What's up, Blanky? Welcome. What's up, Darth? Any update on your stream gaming room setup finished? Yeah, probably within this month or so. I know I've been saying that for a while. I gotta grab a couple things to hang up. I gotta get a couple different posters that I want. I wanted a Xenoblade poster. So if somebody can send me a place where they got some cool Xenoblade posters, let me know. Justin with the $3 dono. What's up, Justin?
I beat Hyrule Warriors, and that last part was amazing. After beating that, Metroid Prime 4, and Pokemon Z, I already didn't listen to reviews, but I'm done almost completely now.
Yeah,
wow.
If I were you, I would never really, like, determining whether to buy a IP and a franchise that you like, reviews should really be little. You know, I think that reviews really help out if you've never played a franchise or a certain type of game, or like you're trying to like supplement, maybe saying if you want to get into the game, then I think a review will help. But if you've played Metroid and you see the gameplay and you think it looks fun, or if you've played Pokemon, or if you've played, whatever, then I don't really think there's any need to really pay too much attention to reviews unless it's absolutely atrocious. Unless it's like, okay, there's game breaking, bugs and glitches, or like it's just so bad, like there's like the frame rate is so bad, like I think that's when reviews kind of come into play. But most of the time you don't really need a review to make your purchasing decision or not. If like I said, if you're a seasoned gamer, and if you're somebody new, then maybe. But yeah, shout out to Justin. Thank you for the $3 dono. I appreciate that. Combo break starting out first. Ninja Blood. Anybody does 3 or more, you can type or pass up just on the board. And remember, if you drop a dono, guys, put your music request. So Justin, if you want something, let me know. Put your music request on all donos. You get video game music, so let me know. Shout out to Justin, man. Yeah, it's in the email. Also, 49ers still playing. We'll see what happens. The Eagles game will be game of the week. It seems like it's going to be the Sunday night game. So yeah, it looks like the Eagles versus 49ers will be the game of the week across the board. Although I think Bills, it's like Bills versus, who is it? Is it Bills versus Jacksonville? Or it's Bills versus somebody. That's probably going to be a good one because the Bills are a lower seed. Also, I think, is it Chargers versus Patriots? Chargers versus Patriots. That's another good one as well. I think it's Chargers versus Patriots because Broncos got the #1 seed. So yeah, Chargers versus Patriots, Eagles versus Niners. Those are both all really good games right there, So yeah. Also, Bears versus Packers. That's also a great one, too. I mean, a lot of people are even picking the Packers to win that one in Soldier Field, so that'll be interesting. Yo, Cyber Taurus, thank you for the Jojo. Let's go.
Oh, nice PE Live Workday Edition. Let's go.
Let's go.
If you want a fancy metal poster, Displate has Xenoblade ones. I have several posters from Displate and they're amazing for IPs you really love.
Okay, Displate. Okay, I will check that out. Displate. That's like really the only thing that's kind of hanging me up. The last bit, I just need a couple Xenoblade posters, or maybe like a Xenoblade poster too, like a new Zelda poster, like a new Zelda and Xenoblade. I think I just want those two posters. Outside of that, I think I'll be good for the room. I got my gaming shelf all set up here. I got my light that I want. I got everything that I want. I just need some couple cool gaming posters. Okay, cool. Thank you, Cybertors. Display. Okay, I will check out Display. You are now the new Hulk Hogan Stream Ninja. Thank you for the 10. Anybody that's 10 or more, you can get my man Cyber T on the board. And of course, get your music request in. We'll play some Xenoblade music for Cyber Taurus. Thank you for that support, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. Get a cool animation as well. The JoJo boys, even on a Monday. We might be able to go the full distance today. I'm going to try. I do have to be somewhere. At least I think I have to be somewhere. I'm going to go see what happens. But yeah, we'll see. Either way, today and Friday, we're going to have earlier streams than usual. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I might probably just stream all the way through this week, to be honest, guys. So yeah. So absolutely. Good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you guys for your support, man. You guys have been awesome. Shout out to Cyber Taurus. Thank you for the big 10. 13 on the board. 2 combos away from a 15-minute extension. I know we can get that going as well. So a 15-minute extension would be great. I'm having a great day, man. But thank you so much, Darth. I appreciate that. Gaming room is coming up, guys. Like I said, I could have done it today, but I just kind of have like a little bit of a blank area right here. I've got some cool, nice, super nice, what is it called? Like the planks, like acoustic planks. Black strip that looks great. I've got a nice, I just refurbished my my gaming cabinets. I went and got some nice stuff, had some people come in, shine it up, looks nice. I put together like a nice wall of cool special editions on there. I have a cool little Triforce symbol. I just need to get a couple posters and like I said, I put my light, and like I said, that'll be me, so I did spend a little bit, but I mean, it's looking good. I just need to get those Xenoblade posters and I'll be set. Like I said, otherwise it'll just be like there's like too big of like a blank text. I also got like a nice little game room poster thing. But I don't like the color. It's purple. It's kind of like Spawn Wave colors. I'm not Spawn Wave. I wish it was like red and black. But it's purple. I don't know if I'm going to hang it up or not. So I've just been, like I said, hung up on a couple little things here and there. But yeah, we should get that going though this month for sure. Okay, but yeah, shout outs Figure Giant. I'll get you that. I'll get that sent over this week for sure. So yeah, absolutely. Shout outs, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. What's up, Gene Chat? What's up, Egomaniac? What is good, man? Welcome. Let's see. GameSpot is getting a lot of hate. Nintendo won the console war video. They're lying though. Who watched? I didn't watch the video. Who watched that video and what did they say? What were the main points of that video? And of course, they're gonna get a lot of hate. Anytime that you say something positive, not anytime you say something positive about Nintendo, but anytime you say something that's, I would say, a bit like console warish with Nintendo in there, even if it's true or even if it's correct, you're gonna have the same usual suspects, the same people getting butthurt, getting really angry about things. So I mean, yeah, that's typical. I mean, you can just say anything. It can be, oh, Nintendo had some good sales. Oh, they'll put out the meme of the fat stop defending a multi-billion-dollar company like Nintendo fanboy. It's like you can't even say the facts now. Like you're just already branded as a terrible supporting evil or something, So I mean, now obviously it wasn't that far, but like, yeah, I saw the people talking about it. I didn't watch just because I don't need GameSpot to tell me anything, So it's like, but I know why they made the video. It's a good video to make for clicks, It's a good video to make for clicks, but yeah, what did they say in the video? Let's see. Please don't make me wait another year for a room reveal. All right, Jeffrey, I got you. I promise. I won't make you guys wait a year for another room. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I know it's supposed to be last year, but to be honest, my wife did my game room like multiple times, and every single time she did a design that I told her to do, I said I hate it. Like, literally, she would put up, like, we had, like, hexagons, acoustic panels. She's like, oh, it looks good. I'm like, no, it doesn't. I don't like it. And I did it exactly the way, she did it exactly the way that I told her. She put up all black planks across the board, and I'm like, it's too much. My room looks like I'm, like, a budget Venom. Like, every time she does something, I get upset, and I take it down. And she's been very patient with me, but I've been incredibly stupid on this topic. I'll be honest, it's me, because every time she does a design, I take it down. And then there was a whole period of where I just didn't know what I wanted. So that's the reason why it's been taking so long. But I finally found the right balance of like what I like, what would be like nice in terms of some of the money I got to do the room, and like a good balance. Because like I said, I was trying to do too much and then it ended up just being cluttered. And then I tried to do too less, then ended up being blank. So I had to find to strike the right balance of what I like. And of course, you know, some nice, like an upgrade, like soundproofing upgrade, right? So yeah, that's what happened here. That's really what happened overall. Can we watch the video on stream? No, I'm not watching all their video on stream. No, I'm not gonna watch it on stream just because, like I said, that's their video right now. And it just came out not too long ago, so I'm not gonna watch that video. But like I said, you guys can check it out. I need to vet the video first. Like if they're saying a bunch of stupid stuff, I need to vet it. I can't just play it, you know. So yeah, so I'm good. I mean, maybe let me see how long the video is, guys. Let me see how long the video is. Justin with the $3 dono. Let's go.
The rumor is that Nvidia might be bringing back the 3060 because of the RAM situation. It's getting crazy.
That's a good video. That's a good video card. I actually have the 30 series cards, and those can play pretty much. I mean, you can play pretty much everything with that, and that would make sense. That would make a lot of sense to do something like that. Absolutely, it would make a lot of sense. So yeah, I would do it if I was them. Is it GameSpot? Let me see. Let me see. Okay, it's 9 minutes long. It's 9 minutes long. So yeah, maybe we'll check it out. Shout out to Justin hitting our first combo break. Overclock. Let's go.
Overclock Buster.
All right, shout outs, man. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the 15-minute extension. Let's go. Justin with another 3. Let's go, man. Red and black would make you budget Carnage. Yeah, dude, I love Carnage. I like Venom and Carnage. They're actually my 2 favorite Spider-Man characters. So yeah, Venom and Carnage are my 2 favorites. So yeah. Nintendo's the only console, is the only console only franchise. Nintendo's the only console only franchise. Probably one day we get Xenoblade on PC. Maybe one of these days. Probably not though. Let's see here. At this point, we start getting new Monolith Soft game before your room reveal. I know, seriously. How about we get a new Monolith Soft reveal at the room reveal? It'd be like double. It'd be like too much awesomeness just hitting your face. Well, good news that Nvidia are getting new DLSS updates tomorrow. Well, does that apply to Nintendo system? I don't know if it does. That's like PC updates, right? The guy in the video was just talking about how Nintendo provides several exclusives on a yearly basis. Tech not being what hold them back. Okay. Let's watch. It's only 9 minutes long, so I can spend the time. We can do PlayerEssence reacts. Maybe I'll put the video up separate as a video for you guys to watch. So maybe we'll do that. You can watch it back later. I'll get some analysis going. So I'm gonna mute notifications. If you guys do if there's like a dono that comes in, I will read it off. But I'll mute that. We're gonna check out this video from GameSpot. How Nintendo won the console war. Maybe I'll have a follow-up video to it or not. Give me 1 second here, guys. Let me go over to this. Go over my reaction phase. All right, let's take a look at this. Okay, so let me go ahead and hit the record. All right, guys, what's up, everyone? We got an OJ reacts here to a video from GameSpot. They said something along the lines of how Nintendo won the console war. Yeah, how Nintendo won the console war. A lot of people were asking me about this video. I had not watched the video because I don't need GameSpot to tell me anything. overall in terms of console war and all that. And I'm not a console war type of person. I just go over the sales and numbers and stuff like that. And I want all the systems to do well. But people are telling me that there's a lot different in terms of what he says in this. So I want to know if there's any actual information that I find interesting, what I agree with, what I disagree with. So I thought, hey, let's make a video on it. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. Nintendo winning the console war, quote unquote. So let's take a look at it here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the console war is over. Nintendo won years ago, and they will continue to win unless the industry changes in a big way.
So we said years ago, so I'm guessing he's starting from the Nintendo Switch 1? Okay, we'll see.
A big statement, but hear me out. I'm not saying consoles as a whole are dying, and I'm not saying PlayStation and Xbox will stop making games altogether. What I am saying is that as prices continue to rise and exclusives become less exclusive, the proposition value of a traditional console is starting to fade. But not for Nintendo.
We're gonna do a little exercise.
So real quick, I just want to jump in right there. That basic statement is something that I've been saying for quite some time. The funniest thing that I saw, I remember it was Did You Know Gaming. They put out a video beforehand, essentially, I want to say doom posting, but essentially looking at a number of different things, saying that the Switch 2 could fail. And one of the things that they said in there was, look at the price of the system. The price of the system is $450, and it's now a comically outdated graph that they put up, or picture, because they put up the Steam Deck for $400. They put up the Xbox Series, I think it was S, the Xbox Series S for $300 or whatever, right? They put up all these systems, the PS5 before the price increases, and then we got a slew of price increases / discontinuations, and now the Nintendo Switch 2 is actually positioned right now at this point. Now it could change. Switch 2 could get a price increase, but now since multiple price increases and discontinuations, Switch 2 is actually one of the better newer systems in terms of price, considering Steam Deck is $550 for that model. Obviously PS5 is back up to its 500, 550, or 750 for the Pro. Xbox Series X is $600, right? 600 plus or something. So yeah, that was just funny. But that basic thing there, I felt that was interesting, because I felt that they could have a good value proposition down the line as more new systems come out and the prices go up.
Here, think of all of the exclusive PlayStation 5 and Xbox games you can. I'll give you a bit. You're thinking? All right, now any of those that came to PC, cut those. Now any of those Xbox exclusives that also came to PlayStation, cut those. What are you left with? Not a lot.
Nothing really.
No.
Astrobot?
Not many. Now I'm going to read to you almost all the exclusives that have come to the Nintendo Switch in the last 5 years.
Oh, he's got a big list.
Animal Crossing New Horizons, Paper Mario, The Origami King, Bowser's Fury, Mario Golf Super Rush, Mario Superstars, Metroid Dread, New Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond.
Oh man, that's a lot of games, dude. Okay, so to this point, this is an interesting point, because there are people online who feel that this is not a thing, and there are people who obviously know that this is a real thing. Exclusives matter when it comes to Nintendo. I think more so than Nintendo than anything, because Microsoft and Sony, they sell a lot of, well, more like Sony now at this point. Microsoft, obviously, sales aren't as good, but traditionally, they sell a lot because of third-party support. Third-party is what kind of drives a lot of the platforms. Sony gets a lot of the, okay, Call of Duty, FIFA crowd, stuff like that, right? That's what helps drive those systems. I think even at this point, Sony barely had many exclusive games this year, yet they were still selling okay, because you can buy it, you can get FIFA, there's Fortnite bundles, whatever the case is, right? Call of Duty. So I think that with Nintendo, exclusives are obviously heightened and even more important, plus they have more that do better. So I think that's really, if you're looking at it from a value proposition overall, Nintendo is kind of carving out their own niche in terms of a console war in a traditional sense, and I think with those exclusives, that's what helps sell the system, because Switch 2 still does not have the best versions or a lot of some of these big third-party games that launched this year, yet look at how well it's done. So I think that's where that part is coming from overall.
World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Metroid Prime 4, Zelda Hyrule Warriors, Pokemon Legends EA. You get it. I needed that paper.
Yes, there are a lot of Nintendo Switch games that can only be played on a Nintendo console. Everyone knows this. It's why I bought a Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 on day one. That's why as of now, I will always buy Nintendo consoles. The value proposition for a Nintendo console is multiple, high-quality, first-party games in any given year. Since the Switch 2 came out in June, Nintendo has put out Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Kirby Air Riders, Pokemon Legends EA, and Metroid Prime 4. Meanwhile, PlayStation has released Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yotei, two great games that will undoubtedly come to PC next year. There was a time when exclusives were the biggest selling point for all three consoles. I bought an Xbox 360 because I thought Gears of War looked rad and I knew Halo 3 would only be on the 360. I bought a PS4 because I wanted to play Naughty Dog's next game. That simply isn't the case anymore. With little patience, I can play nearly every PlayStation and Xbox exclusive on Steam. Not even just on my PC, but on a unified storefront.
For the first time, I think ever, I've taken my Xbox and packed it up. I don't use my Xbox. I haven't used it in a long time. I don't need to use my Xbox. Now, I understand the pain of building a PC, setting up a PC. It's a lot of work. It can be a little finicky. Something might go wrong.
But let's dig a little deeper though. A lot of people don't buy a console just for the exclusives. A big selling point is the reasonable price tag and convenience of owning a console over a PC. I like the idea of having a piece of tech that is designed for playing games first and foremost, but even this argument is starting to erode. The Xbox Series X has only gotten more expensive since it launched in 2020, and the PS5 Pro is $750. Sure, you may not be able to find a PC at a similar price range that packs the same punch as a PS5 Pro, but graphically we're starting to split hairs here. Do you remember that PS5 Pro video where Mark Cerny would zoom in like 5 times to show that the image was a little bit sharper? As a PS5 Pro owner, I'll be the first to admit that this is getting ridiculous. Look, there will always be a market for folks who want the best possible frame rates and resolutions, but as consoles and PC parts get more and more expensive, I have to imagine this.
I'm streaming right now. Yeah.
I'm sleeping. Your mom might call you.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. I'll probably have to edit that part out. Let's continue. Let me go in and let me just talk real quick about what he had to say here. I agree with what he has to say, like the general gist of it when it comes to like the PS5 Pro and when it comes to the consoles getting more expensive. I get that, but there still is, I would say, value. Yes, a PS5 Pro is very expensive, but there still is value in getting that powerful box and having that experience where you hook it up to a TV without the shenanigans of PC. I know PC gaming is getting more and more comfortable to play on a TV, but it's still a PC at the end of the day. It still does not operate like a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series. I completely understand his point about Xbox packing it up. Listen, I've done the same thing. Microsoft has essentially eroded their whole exclusive situation. And if you're not part of Game Pass, then having an Xbox at this point, it's almost pointless. Just because, like, if you have a PS5 or if you have a PC or if you play on there, or if you have Nintendo, even with some of the games, then you can just play it there and then you get the exclusives, or you can just get like the power of the PC or other things. So having an Xbox Series X hooked up, if you're a multi-platform gamer at this point, just seems to be ridiculous, or just seems to be like there's no need, unless you're really into Game Pass, or unless you just have all of your achievements, you love that, your friends are on there, your multiplayer's on there, then I get that 100%. But I think there's a reason why that the console sales for the Xbox Series X and S have completely fallen off of a cliff. People just aren't seeing the value anymore. And to his point about the difference between looking, you have to zoom in to see the differences between the PS5, the PS5 Pro, the performance mode, the not. And I think it just goes back to saying, yeah, we don't really need these systems. Like, it's getting less and less when it comes to the power to even see the difference in them. And without unique software to truly take advantage of that system that offers something that separates it, where are we really going down at this point? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is happening overall, you know? So I can see where he's coming from with this as someone who also has a PlayStation 5 Pro, a Nintendo Switch 2, obviously day one, getting all of those games, you know, when it comes to the big titles that came out. And of course, my Xbox just not being played anymore. I mean, it was dusty. Whereas my PS5, I mean, I still play it sometimes, although I haven't played it lately because Sony's really not releasing a lot of great first party games overall, and I want to see what they have first party. I'm not a big PC guy. So yeah, interesting on that front. Let's go ahead and get back to the video here.
Contingent will shrink even further.
But I think it gets even more complicated when you consider the Steam machine coming out early next year, or the first half of next year. To me, this thing kind of represents where consoles are going in the future, right? We are seeing a world where pretty much there's no such things as exclusives aside from Nintendo. Those are coming to everything. They're coming to Steam. You get a Steam machine, in theory, you'd have access to most of PlayStation's exclusive library, all of Xbox's exclusive library. Sure, not all of those games come out day and date. I think a lot of Sony exclusives, they like to wait 6 months, sometimes a year. But I think considering everything Steam has going for it, the draw of buying a PlayStation day one because you need to play a specific game kind of isn't appealing anymore, especially when they're only releasing like 2 to 3 exclusives a year.
And looking ahead, it sounds like the next Xbox console and PlayStation 6 are catering to that hardcore audience who want the highest fidelity, at least based on what we know so far, which is not much. But as the line between consoles and PCs blur, the value proposition for a console gets thinner and thinner and thinner, especially as the price closes in on $1,000. Times are tough and folks are starting to get priced out of this. And look, if you're willing to spend that much on a console, when does it make more sense to just bite the bullet and build a PC or get a Steam machine? The cherry on top being that Steam is way more consumer friendly than Sony or Microsoft.
But I also think there's something else here that I don't think a lot of people talk about, and it is how Nintendo operates as a company versus less so PlayStation, but especially Microsoft.
There's a reason why Nintendo games are generally higher quality experiences. There are exceptions, sure, but Nintendo exclusives are well-designed, polished games that feel like premium products. Aside from a Pokemon game here or there, I've never picked up a Nintendo game concerned that it may not work. Sure, Nintendo games might not be for you, and that's totally fine, but they are more consistent than Sony and way more consistent than Microsoft.
Okay, so to this point here that he says here, this is the point that'll probably get him in the most trouble. This is the point that if you bring this up, or if you say something like this online, people will attack you because they associate, a lot of times they can't separate Nintendo and what they feel in terms of a, consumer or not consumer friendly from the actual games. Or you'll see people on YouTube that will sit here and make it seem as if a game, since it's disappointing to them, it is the worst game ever overall. Like, it's the most terrible. Like, look at the stuff from Metroid. Look at the stuff from Metroid Prime 4, for example. Metroid Prime 4 had so many different things, so many different issues, so many problems overall when it came down to it, when it comes to what people were saying, at least. And I think that a lot of people somehow don't separate that from it working or not working, or putting together a bust of a game like Concord or Redfall or stuff like that, where it's supposed to be a premium AAA experience and it ends up not being that at all. It ends up just not being that when it comes down to it. Nintendo doesn't put out stuff like that, even with the Metroid Prime 4, even with the Kirby Air Riders, even with the whatever you want to talk about overall, where it's just like broken or just bad or just gets shut down after 3 seconds like we saw before. So I think that's where it's going to get them in trouble, but it's correct. If you buy Kirby Air Riders, Metroid Prime 4, even Pokemon Legends ZA on Switch 2, or if you buy Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, these games are all super polished, all work, and don't necessarily fall up like how Concord did or Redfall did or some of those. Now, have they had some of their games that are like that? Sure. 1-2 Switch, everybody 1-2 Switch. There's been some stuff like here and there, right? Heck, even with Pokemon, but he acknowledged that Pokemon sometimes, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, right, that had its issues. But, I mean, that was a number of years ago. We're talking about Switch 2 going forward here. But he said, hey, Pokemon kind of exclude that. But when it comes to Nintendo's games, they are all good when it comes down to that, you know? So I think that is a big thing as well with this. Give me 1 second here, guys. I got to get the door. We're going to come right back to reacting to this. But of course, as soon as I do something, I got people that need me for certain things. So give me 1 second. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, sit tight. You guys can discuss what happened here already. All right, let's go ahead and get back to it here, guys. Let's continue on with what he has to say. Sorry about that delay.
Especially when you consider the sheer volume of exclusives they put out. The way I see it, there are two reasons for this. One, Nintendo isn't trying to chase cutting-edge graphics and instead opting for distinct art styles. These past couple generations have really shown how higher fidelity presentation leads to longer development times, bigger teams, and larger budgets. By doubling down on artistic style, Nintendo has largely been able to avoid this side of development.
I love a good Sony AAA experience. Ghost of Yotei was a lot of fun. Big fan of The Last of Us, but those games take so long to make, and they're only going to take longer unless the technology or workflow changes, right? So production budgets are expanding, they're ballooning, but also it requires way more staff. You need hundreds, if not thousands of people working on these games, and the costs just keep going up and up and up.
Now,
This is another thing that he 1000% nailed. The cost of that's why a lot of these companies are turning to AI. They're turning to AI because there's no way, even from the PS4 generation and up, there's no way that you're going to be able to increase the fidelity, increase the graphics, increase everything that you want it to be, but then actually get the games out in any decent amount of time if you're looking at it. That's why a lot of these companies are turning towards AI. They are getting so just big and massive in terms of the development scope and budgets and everything. It's just getting absolutely insane. Like even with Assassin's Creed, I think even like last generation or so, like they were having like 1,000+ person teams like that were actually working on the games. Call of Duty has been that way. So how do you manage that? Like Nintendo's been able to kind of curtail it to, once again, sometimes being it can be positive in that sense, right? You can keep the budgets down, you can keep the games going, but then also sometimes it can be a little bit of a negative when your hardware can't keep up with the games, when you're having frame rate issues and stuff like that. I think that, which I've said before in the past, the Switch 2, in my opinion, is the perfect balance of that. Now, maybe not for third parties, but if they actually built the games with gameplay first in mind, or built it with, hey, the Switch 2 specs in mind, I think that this could be a great balance in terms of development cost, performance, and ease of use. Being able to play the games anywhere that you want, being able to have it to where, look, you're going to get an experience that's anywhere between, you know, a PlayStation 4 Pro and Xbox Series S. You're going to get that, and you can make it look great. You can make it look great. You can make it look, run good. That's a good power of a system. So I think that is where I think he nailed it when it comes down to, like, when it comes to the production costs and stuff like that, man. That was a great point, and I see exactly what he's trying to say when it comes to that.
Two, and probably more importantly, Nintendo doesn't lay people off, at least not in the same way Microsoft has this year. Institutional knowledge is a thing, and when you're constantly bleeding employees and relying on contract work, a lot gets lost in the mix. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild exists because developers like Eiji Aonuma have been working on Zelda for decades. Now, obviously there are some cultural differences at play here, but that doesn't change the fact that Nintendo has consistently put out some of the best games of all time in just the last decade.
So, another incredible point that a lot of the people that just want to act crazy online do not want to talk about. This is a point that I'm glad that he brought up. This actually ended up being a pretty good video. But now that I'm looking through everything, a lot of people do not want to talk about that because their favorite companies, or a lot of their favorite companies, lay people off, get rid of people, do all these things that would be considered, at the end of the day, that is anti-consumer to lay off a lot of people. It is not a good thing. Look at stuff like what happened with the Initiative and with Xbox. Look at what happened, obviously, overall, Concord and the situation that's going on there. It is not good when you're losing developers, when you're canceling games, when you're not following through on your promises with games that you said were going to come out or were going to be supported for X, Y, and Z time. It's not just the developers. A lot of schizo content creators do not want to talk about this because it completely destroys their evil narrative of Nintendo, or their evil, oh my god, they're the worst ever for consumers. It completely destroys that. Now, obviously, Valve doesn't do that either, but Valve barely puts out anything overall. When it comes to first-party games, Valve, they don't have that many developers there. They don't put out that many games. They really only have a small pool of games that they have, or what they support, or what they do. It's very small in comparison to a major company like Microsoft, Nintendo, EA, Sony, blah, 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 right? So that point is something that people just don't like to talk about. The biggest, like I said, really angry, people online and all that, they don't want to put that out because it makes Nintendo look good. And on top of that, once again, it goes against everything that people are trying to say, like what we need to do. We need people to have more jobs. We need people to have security. We need people to feel comfortable in order to create a game. How comfortable are you going to feel if you're always on, like, potentially going to get fired, or if you don't know you're going to have your job? How comfortable are you going to feel creating the best games in the world? How comfortable are you going to feel being part of a company when your homies just got laid off and you could be next? It doesn't create a good atmosphere. It doesn't create a good way for people to play games. And that's something that people just don't want to acknowledge overall when it comes down to it. So yeah, that was also a very good point too,
So look, I'm not here saying that, in 10 years, Xbox and PlayStation are going to be gone and Nintendo will rule everything. I don't think that'll be the case. I think there will still be plenty of Sony developed and published games. I think there will still be hardware from both Xbox and Sony. I'm less confident about Xbox than Sony. I think the PlayStation 5 has sold like 84 million units at this point, so I think Sony is safe. But what I am saying is that this proposition value of consoles, of platforms, is getting very nebulous. There is less and less of a reason to spend almost $1,000 on a console when you can build a PC, get way more out of it. Meanwhile, over here we have Nintendo, which is still kind of fulfilling that proposition value of a console. You buy a Nintendo console and you have access to a bunch of exclusives that you can only play there. It gives me a reason to buy a Nintendo console.
And look, I'm not saying that every platform holder needs to become Nintendo. Nintendo has its fair share of issues that are worth examining and criticizing, and their business strategy can't be replicated. I'm also not saying to ditch your consoles and go out and build a PC right now. What I am saying is that now, more than ever, especially as prices continue to rise, there are fewer and fewer incentives to buy into the Xbox or PlayStation ecosystem. The only console that still consistently gives me a reason to turn it on is my Nintendo Switch 2.
When the next Xbox and the PlayStation 6 come out, honestly, I may not buy them. And that'll be the first time since the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. That'll be the first time ever. Not even that. That'll be the first time ever where I'm not going to get the big Xbox and PlayStation console, because there's just not a reason to. There's not a reason. But I will still be purchasing Nintendo consoles if they continue this business strategy. So is the console war over? Has Nintendo...
Okay, so a couple different things here in terms of what he has to say. With the last part, I have heard a number of people say this. Now, a number of people doesn't mean everyone, and I think that, once again, what he said with, yes, Microsoft is safe, or no, not Microsoft, maybe. Well, who knows? I don't know if Microsoft's going to be making systems in 10 years or so. I'm not sure how Microsoft's going to work out. We'll see, right? We'll see. They might still make, like a PC type system in 10 years or 20 years. We'll see. Sony's definitely safe, right? They've got their 80 plus million, probably 90 million, not at this point after the holiday. They had a big holiday, so that's going to be good. But what he's saying is definitely some of the stuff that I feel when it comes to PlayStation 6 or the next Xbox. I don't feel excited at all. And the reason why I don't feel excited at all is because they have not given me enough hype with these systems. Usually when you're ready for the next system is because you feel like they've delivered on the current system. It's like, well, wait a minute. Why should I order a new meal when I'm not done with my current meal? And that's kind of how I feel right now with the Xbox and with PlayStation. With Nintendo, when the Switch 1 was on its way out and we had Switch 2, we were stuffed. We were full. It was like banquets over and over. I mean, there are so many exclusives and there are so many different games to play. I felt that they had pushed that system to its limits. I felt that we had gotten pretty much everything from the start to the finish. We had gotten a number of games. It was time to move on. Heck, they even had Xenoblade Chronicles X at the end of the system's life, right? Like right before. So, and there's still a couple Switch 1 games. Heck, there's Metroid Prime 4 that you can play on the Switch 1. So we have been overstuffed. So I felt that it was right. It was time. I feel ready to move on. What are all the big games? From an exclusive standpoint, why you buy these consoles, by the way, because Microsoft and Sony sold these consoles also on having exclusives. What is all the stuff that I feel stuffed on when it comes to gaming with Xbox or PlayStation? Xbox, it's almost nothing when it comes down to like exclusive games. I mean, they have stuff, but they just purchased a bunch of third-party games or third-party companies, and then those companies still just release games on PlayStation, like Call of Duty, for example, or like Overwatch. All that stuff's still just on everything. So, okay, I guess I got a PS5. I'll probably play it on there. Whatever, right? When it comes to Sony, they've delivered on some good first-party games. They've delivered. They've got Ratchet and Clank. They've got stuff that I've bought over the years, but it's nowhere near as much as I used to buy in past generations, like with the PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation 2. It's just not up to that level. And this past year, you can look at it, 2 games, Death Stranding and Ghost of Yotei. Only one of those games I was actually interested in with Death Stranding. I need at least maybe 4 or 5 games per year. I don't think that's too much to ask for, but Sony has struggled all generation to deliver 4 or 5 games per year. They've rarely done that. So there's just a really small pool of exclusives that I want to tap into the PlayStation 5 for. Now, there's a lot of games. Don't get me wrong. I got a ton of PS5 games, and I've played a lot of stuff on there. I played SMT5 Vengeance. I played Metaphor Refantasio. I played a lot of great stuff. But the exclusives on there have dwindled, like you said. So I'm not really feeling full on the PlayStation 5. And I have a PS5 Pro. PS5 Pro is, once again, $750. I got it for $700 before the price increase. But yeah, and I'm not really feeling full on that proposition just yet. So I'm not excited for a PS6. And when a PS6 does come out, so what? Even more better graphics? You know what I'm saying? Like, most of Sony's games already run at full resolution, 1440p or higher, or right around there, and 60 FPS. If you have a PS5 Pro, their games run and look incredible. So what? Now you're going to run it at 4K, 120 FPS? Okay, that's great, I guess. But, I mean, what's the difference? What's the change outside of it just looks better overall when you're not offering that value proposition of consistent games every single year. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see about the Steam Machine. We'll see about some of the other stuff that he said there. But, like I said, it ended up being a better video than I thought that it would be. And very interesting nonetheless. So what do you guys think that are watching? Of course, people live watching. And of course, if you're watching on the video on demand, if I put it up there, what do you guys think? Let me know. Of course, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and we'll see you guys for the next reaction video or the next video just in general. All right, guys. Peace. Okay. So yeah, interesting video for sure. Interesting video. I thought it was funny. I thought it was a fun video to go over. Shout outs to the Overclock boys. Shout outs to Brooklyn. Thank you for the subscription too. I appreciate that. Okay. Notification sounds back on. So let me replay that for you guys. So shout outs to Brooklyn. Thank you for the subscription. Appreciate it, brother. So yeah, man. We'll see what happens. You know, we will see what happens with that overall. You know, we'll see what happens. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. I haven't been able to react to what you guys are saying. So let me know in the chat. What do you guys think when it comes to all of this? You know, what do you guys think? All right, let me turn down the music here just a bit. I think there's an issue with FC on Switch 1. It's 100% off on Switch 1. It's 100% off on Switch 1. 100% off on FC for Switch 1. Is it really? Let's take a look. I'll buy it if it's 100% off. Let's see if we can get a deal real quick. Trust in Gabe. Yep. So that's how Sony Japan Studios turned out. Higher, up, left, more and more. Lower employees, dead left, motivation gone. Yeah, exactly. Motivation gone. Overall. So yeah, that's what happens, man. Like, yeah, access your eShop, but it's Switch 1. I mean, if it's 100% off, like, I wonder if Nintendo's gonna like resend it overall. So hold up. So you said FC, FC 20. You said FC 26. There's an issue. Let's see, FC 26. Downloadable. I don't see it for. Yeah, I don't see it for 100%. I see 60% off, but I don't see 100% off. No. I see you can get it for $23.99. So they might have already fixed it by now. EA Sports FC 26. It's not the Switch 2 version. It's the Switch 1 version. So yeah, I don't see it for $100 off. I just see it for $23. So 60% off. Not a bad, not a bad discount on that, but yeah, I don't see it for 100% off. Well, Rip, yeah, I think they probably fixed that one pretty quickly. Overall. The funny thing is, I'd probably still wouldn't play it, even if it was 100% off. I probably still would be like, eh. Oh, man. Oh, so did Nintendo also mention at their last financial meeting that the dev time are getting longer and more expensive? Not at their last financial meeting, but they did mention that like it is going to be longer than it was before, but they've got certain things that they're going to do to help circumvent that, to help, kind of help out with that dev time being longer. But they did state that. But I mean, I doubt it's going to be as long as like, as long as what you would see with Microsoft and Sony for a lot of the games. Actually got it right now. You were speaking on the US eShop. Yeah, I'm on the US eShop. So I don't know what I mean, I know you're on a different eShop, but the US eShop it's not 100% off. Eagles are good, OJ, but y'all got a good chance for sure. It should be a good one. Yeah, we'll see what happens, Johnny. Yeah, Eagles are very good. They're defending champs. We'll see what happens though. I mean, Eagles should win the game though. I mean, Eagles have a better team all around. Eagles have a better team, so yeah, Eagles should win, but we'll see. If you have the Switch 2 version of FC 26, it's free on Switch 1. If you have the Switch 2 version, yeah, I don't have the Switch 2 version, so. Did you have to put Byleth Smash Ball on the thumbnail, especially the ugly male Byleth? The male version of Byleth is not ugly. And the reason why I put that is because there's a lot of predictions and stuff going on that Smash Brothers, rumors and predictions, more predictions about Smash for maybe a potential tease in 2026. So plus there's Fire Emblem, so Byleth's part of Fire Emblem as well. Never mind, Jax mentioned free if you have it on Switch 2. Forgot the $10 on a website. Okay, what he said makes sense, but I will still buy a PS6 when it comes out. I like Nintendo. I play most of my games on PlayStation, and yeah, that's fine too. I think that what he was trying to say is that the value proposition for Sony has dwindled down. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Still buy a PS6. I mean, like, I don't know if I'm going to be excited to buy a PS6 right away because Sony's still going to support the PS5, the PS5 Pro. there's no need for me to rush out there and buy a PS6 when you're probably going to get all the games on PS5 Pro. Like, it's probably still going to run and look good on PS5 Pro. So I'm good on that, you know?
I was thinking there might be a new Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games this year, since Sega is partnering with them again, and there are Winter Olympics this year.
Yeah, maybe. That's definitely a possibility. Give me your predictions, guys, for what you think could happen. Shoutouts to Justin with another $3 dono. Combo breaks. 11 combos away from a 30-minute extension on today's stream. Let's go. Shoutouts to Justin. Also, Justin almost tying up Cyber Taurus here. But yeah, I mean, C-Money. I mean, for me, I bought a PS5 Pro at launch, and there was like nothing that I even really wanted to play. I mean, there was definitely some good stuff to play, but there's nothing that I really wanted to play. Then I ended up buying Returnal and Ratchet and Clank for $70 each a pop, and those were not worth $70 each a pop. I did not. I mean, for other people, sure, they might have been worth 70 and they might have been worth those, you know, as good of a games and great. I'm not saying for other people, but for me, it definitely wasn't that. So I think that's when I realized there's something wrong here. You know, God of War Ragnarok came out, Horizon Forbidden West came out. Those were good too, but it just seems like there just wasn't enough consistent releases. There was a lot of gaps, large gaps. And like I said, this past year, in 2025, I mean, there was 2 games, Death Stranding and Ghost of Yotei. I mean, that's not a lot. So, I mean, I'm wondering exactly how Sony is going to recover from the Concord and live service fiascos, right? And then the whole Concord situation, that was a complete bust. That was a complete flop failure. You know, $400 million plus down the drain on that one. So I think that's the problem that I'm looking at right now. So I'm kind of more like a wait and see with these systems, because I have, you know, I have an okay PC and I have a PS5 Pro, and there's no developer in their right mind, like in the next couple years or a few years, whenever PS6 comes out, there's no developer in their right mind that say, oh yeah, let's not put out the game on PS5 with the install base of 100 million plus. Let's not do that and put it out on an install base of like 0. That just seems to me like a really dumb or bad idea. So for me, I can still play like my PS5. Like I think PS5 Pro, not even just base PS5 Pro, which is plenty powerful. Like the games run and look great on there. So I don't know. I'm not seeing anything right now to where I need to rush out there and buy a PS6 day one. Now, like I said, if they get some good exclusives, if they get some stuff to where there's a clear difference and I'm like, oh wow, I need to get a PS6, then I'll do it. But I mean, from what happened with PS5, and even to a smaller degree, for me, what happened with PS4, you know, I didn't buy PS4 at launch, but even like when I first bought a PS4, I think it's just better to wait overall, because they're not putting out a ton of games that are going to get you super excited right away. Now, for some people, yes, but for me, no. I have not seen that. And like I said, people have that same thought process with Nintendo as well, but at least you can sit there and say, oh, well, at least they are putting out the games, and they already have 10 games announced for this year. There's already 10 first-party games announced for this year coming to Switch 1 and Switch 2. So it's like, okay, that's before we get the 3 directs that we're going to get. So we know that we're probably going to get at least another 4 to 5, 6 games throughout this year that have not been announced yet. There's probably going to be a number of, I'd probably say at least 5 first-party games that are 5 to 6 first-party games for this year that we don't know about. So for me, I know Nintendo's going to put out those games, so I don't have a problem buying a Nintendo system at launch, you know? So at least that's kind of how I see it, you know? Haven't bought a Sony product since PS3, and I'll probably never, unless they release a native handheld. Yeah, they're going to release a native handheld, so we'll see how that does. I don't know if Horizon Forbidden is going to come to Switch 2 or not. I don't know. Hey, what's up, party man? Yeah, we streaming a little bit early today just because I have some stuff to do later, you know? Hey, what's up, Dawson? Welcome. Hey, I can see your comments, man. What's good, bro? Thank you for watching my video today, guys. I appreciate it. I was broke my PS5, that's why I bought a Switch. Yeah. Yesterday was a good day as a Falcons fan. The Falcons beat the Saints, knocked the Bucks out of the playoffs, and gave Morris and for not the pink slip. Time to clean house. Yeah. Yo, B Queen with the Jump Force 40.
An opinion was expressed on a podcast that GTA 6 is going to be so big that Nintendo needs to be careful of their release schedule because it will hurt the sales of a game. Even 3D Mario, It's too close to GTA 6 release, so they should delay it to 2027. Thoughts?
I can see why somebody would say that. Shoutouts to Bead Queen. Yo, Bead Queen, I hope you had a great holiday. I know you were spending time, right, with your family. So, Bead Queen, it's so good to see you back here in the stream. I know you've been watching a little bit, too, as well. But it's so good to see you back. I hope you had a great holiday, Bead Queen. Happy New Year to you and your loved ones. You were awesome. Like I said, still going to come to that zoo over there in Nebraska. I definitely got to come over there at some point. But here's what I'll say, Bead Queen. Very good topic. Very good topic to get into right now. I will say this. Nintendo should not bow down to anybody at this point. Like, I understand the whole, GTA situation. And yes, it is going to be an event. Maybe Nintendo should delay or anything like that. But I don't think that Nintendo needs to delay simply just because GTA 6 is coming out. Nintendo has evergreen games. So if somebody doesn't buy it now, they'll buy it later. So if the GTA people don't buy it then, for the people that have Nintendo and GTA, whatever, they'll buy it later. So what Nintendo can do, they can manipulate their release schedule. So they can take that Mario game, and instead of launching it in November, launch it in like October, or even Pokemon. They can take that Pokemon game, instead of launching it in November, launch it, a bit before that. They can have November empty, or a game afterwards at the end of the month, or December. They don't have to put games right next to GTA. So I think that sitting there and saying that, delay the game, we don't know when the next 3D Mario is coming out. The last 3D Mario games, like, we haven't had a November Mario game when it comes to a big release in like a decade plus. Like, when was the last time? Mario Galaxy? It must have been like Mario Galaxy 1. I think that came out in a November or something. So like, Mario Odyssey almost came out in November in 2017. So there is that, but I don't know. Or there's 3D World. 3D World came out, I think, in November of 2013. But I don't think they need to completely delay the game to the following year if it's ready this year. Just manipulate it to where you can put it out in October. I think having the new Mario game in October is fine. And not everybody can play GTA. A lot of kids can't play GTA. So there's really no point in delaying it when a lot of people aren't going to be able to play it, or parents aren't going to buy their kids GTA. So no, I don't think that they should. Now, if they get lower sales, then they get lower sales. But Mario Odyssey, to this day, still sells. It didn't matter what month Mario Odyssey launched in. It still sold to this day. So yeah, I don't think that they should delay the whole game. No, I don't think so. So yeah, I don't think that they should personally. They just put it to where it's not the same week, or it's not the same in the same month. But you don't need to delay it out of the whole year. That doesn't make sense to me. If it's ready to go this year, if it is ready to go this year, which I think it will be. Shout outs to Bead Queen. Thank you for the big $40. Jump first 40. Bead Queen, you're down the new Hokage stream ninja. Hey yo, combo breaks. We are one combo away from that full max extension. Thank you so much, Bead Queen. I appreciate that. Let's go. I would be surprised if the rumored PS handle was digital only only due to the cost of seeing with the Switch 3 carts. No, it's not because of Switch 3 carts why it's going to be digital only. It's going to be digital only because there's no way in hell you're going to be able to spin a disc, like an actual physical disc that would be, like, if it's like a portable PS5, right? You can play PS4, PS5 games. There's no way that they'd be able to actually have that compatible. So that's the reason why. It's not because of cartridge sizes. I mean, that's obviously the greater scheme of things, but the real reason is because the medium for what they have, it doesn't make sense at all. Because this is going to be the PS Portable is going to be able to play backwards compatible PS5 games. PS5 games come physical on optical media. It makes no sense to make the PS5 handheld a cartridge-based system based off of what you're going to have to rebuy cartridges. So it's really more because it's not logical at all. Now, if there was a way that they could actually do it, like where somehow you can get a disc spinning in there or something, then sure, but there's no logical way of getting that done. So it's really more about what they already did, Let's just say in some way the PS Vita was successful and they continued on with cartridge tech, then yeah, they'd probably have some form of cartridge tech that you could get if that was successful, but it wasn't. And the PS4 and PS5, run games off of installing and SSDs. Well, PS5 on an SSD, obviously PS4 on a hard drive. So yeah, that's really, it's more due to that, because there's no way they're going to say, oh, well, let's just say they couldn't afford to pay for it, right? The cartridges. Let's say they made a new medium where there's cartridges, right? People be like, wait a minute, hold up. If I want to play the game physical, I got to buy the cartridge again? That makes no sense. So that's really the real reason. You know, that's the real reason why. Because they already have a medium of optical discs, and people are going to want to be able to play their PS5 games right away, or their PS4 games right away. It makes no sense to have cartridge media now at this point. They failed at that. They failed it with the PS Vita. That's done, you know, so there's no opportunity, you know. So that's really what it comes down to. Like I said, if the PS Vita was successful, then we'd be looking at a whole different industry right now, you know. At least a whole different Sony. Let's see here. Buy now before GTA 6, new PE series. Yeah, Nintendo ain't worried about GTA 6. They would be if it was on Switch 2. GTA 6 might come to Switch 2. I don't think Nintendo sees GTA 6 as some type of inhibitor to them doing well. I think they see it as an enhancer, in my opinion, at least. I think they want GTA 6 to come to Switch 2, because now you've tore down one of the final bosses, right, for PlayStation and Xbox, or PC, or not PC right now, but later it'll come to PC, of, oh, well, it has GTA and Nintendo doesn't. The last the last 3 GTA games have not come to Nintendo platform. GTA 4, GTA 5, and now GTA 6. But if you can get GTA 6 on the platform anywhere that you want, that is a nice proposition, you know? And it would make sense for Rockstar. If they can get it done, it makes sense. Why would you not want people to be able to access GTA anywhere? You can hook them on your shark cards. You can hook them on your game. If you do cross-save, you can say, hey, buy the game twice. Buy the game on PlayStation 5. Buy the game on Nintendo Switch 2. Buy the game on Nintendo Switch 2. When you come home, I know Switch can switch, but if you wanted a bit better quality, you got a PS5 Pro or an Xbox Series X, you can cross-save, you can send the save data, and you can play it on there. Like, it makes sense for them to put it out on Switch 2 if they can, you know? GTA 6 isn't coming to Switch 2 as it stands, so why not give people Mario game? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not coming right now at this point, and like I said, not everybody can play GTA 6. Kids, you know, some parents aren't going to allow their kids to play GTA, so might as well get the Switch 2, or get games out. Don't be afraid of GTA, you know? Just release your games. If it's ready to go, release it. Like I said, maybe avoid the launch week. I mean, you don't have to launch it the same week as GTA. You can launch it several weeks before or several weeks after, or a few weeks before or a few weeks after. You don't have to launch it the same week, you know? PlayStation already pushing digital only with the Pro. Exactly. I mean, if you want a disc drive, you got to pay $70-80 for it, right? $80 for the disc drive. So ain't no way Nintendo is delaying games for GTA 6, a 3D Mario, or Gen 10 Pokemon might be the second biggest release of the year. Yeah, exactly. Like, GTA is going to be a huge release, guys, but I think people are looking at GTA in the sense of, oh, look at GTA 5. It's sold across 10 years and 15 different platforms. It's the biggest ever. Like, they're looking at that. Obviously, GTA 6 is not going to sell 100 million units on day one. People are looking at it like GTA 5, and GTA 5 sold like 100-something million units, right? Like almost 200 million or whatever it sold. Yeah, that's over the course of PS3, PS4, and PS5. That's over the course of a decade with a litany of sales, discounts, and promotions, bundles, different types of things. Yeah, over the course of a decade plus, it's remained relevant. People are taking that and transferring it over as if it's going to sell 100 million units, as if it's going to have a 100% sell-through rate with the PS5 and the Xbox Series combined, right? Those two systems have 100 million plus combined. Everybody that has those systems is not going to buy the game. Now, don't get me wrong. It's probably going to sell like 15, 20 million in the first week. It's going to sell a lot. But it's not going to sell 100 million day one, you know? Like, and some people are trying to make it seem like if it's going to do that, you know? I know Niners lost the game. I know. But hey, look, they're still in the playoffs. And they've got a good matchup against the Eagles. So at least they're still in. And look, man, 12-5 with all the injuries, that's a pretty damn good year. That's a pretty good year. You know, I think 12-5 is a great year, man. I really do think it's a good year. So can't really be upset with that, honestly. They've overperformed when it comes to what's on the roster. That defense is terrible. Like, that defense is awful. Like, I legitimately think I could go and be a backup right now for that team. I legitimately think I can actually do a couple plays right now. I've never said that ever. Even with bad teams, I've never said that. But I legitimately think if you give me a week or two, I could go in there and I could play backup safety right now for them and make some plays. Like, and that's how trash their defense is. I personally think I could go in there and play some backup safety right now. That's how bad it is right now. I think and I've never said that about an NFL team. Like, I've never said that about any NFL team. But that's how bad I look at their defense. Like, it's so bad. When you watch the film, which I watched the film. When you look down and you look at it's so undisciplined. So they no gap control. Guys forgetting. It's really bad right now, and it's not good at all. Not good. So let's see. Went from possible first seed to 6 facing the Eagles is rough. It is rough. But the Seahawks were the better team. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Right now, with no Trent, with no Purcell, Seahawks were the better team. So the better team won. The better team got the 1 seed. You know, the better team got the 1 seed. So yeah, that's really what it came down to. So there's not really anything that you can do about that. I mean, Niners have a chance. I mean, even if they did win that game, they'd be one of the worst 1 seeds ever. They might be scheduled to. People might pick them to lose their first game. So I mean, yeah, it's a brutal, and obviously it'd be great to not have to travel. But when it comes to the playoffs, man, you got to play good teams regardless. It doesn't matter what seed you are. You got to play good teams. Your best bet is to get the number 1 seed, but you're gonna have to play the good teams anyway, whether you get a 1 seed or not. So if it was the Niners' year, then they're gonna win these games. You know, they're gonna win these games. So they've went as a 6 or 5 seed before. I think the 2019 playoffs, they went on the road to beat pretty much like everybody. So with Jimmy Garoppolo, shout outs to Party Man, Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback, but their defense was significantly better back then. You know, so yeah. Because honestly, they held the Seahawks at 13. Offense choked. Offense did choke. CMC choked. Yeah, CMC choked and the offense choked, but the defense was getting gashed. The defense was getting gashed left and right. The defense made too many mistakes overall. But yeah, the offense choked. But no Trent Williams, man. No Trent Williams. Pleasance was getting absolutely obliterated off the edge. The Seahawks were the better team. They were the better team that day. Like I said, they gashed them on the ground. They were averaging like 8 yards per carry. You know, there was a third and 17. The Niners let them get a first down on a run play, on an outside sweep on 3rd and 17. There was a fumble. Gross Matos had it right there in his hands, and it bounces off his hands, hits his face mask, and the running back goes and gets it, like in their territory. You got to have those. Like, if they would have got those and then no CMC choke, they could have won. But they were getting gashed offensively. They couldn't stop them. They were getting hit offensively. Like, the Seahawks just missed field goals. The Seahawks missed 2 field goals. They were playing a bit conservative in the red zone. So really, it should have been worse. It should have been at the bare minimum. It should have been 19 to 3. But really, it should have been more like 20. Probably like 24. 24-3 should have been the real score to that game. They got beat. They got beat down. So they gotta fix it, you know. They gotta fix it. Let's see, can't be as bad as the Jets D. Yeah, they're not as bad as the Jets D, but the Jets D was pretty bad this year. But the offense was even worse, you know, so the offense was even worse than the defense for the Jets. Is Trent gonna play versus the Eagles? He's being evaluated. He could play. Ricky Purcell seems like he's not playing, which is tough because he's the best receiver on the Niners. But it looks like Jacob Callan, who hasn't played all year, he's the speed demon for the Niners. He's a 4-3 guy. Looks like he might be playing, so we'll see. But they've got to scheme up some stuff. They've got enough horses to win the game. They've got CMC, they've got Kittle, they've got Brian Robinson. You know, they've got Jennings. They've got enough people to win the game. Once again, they could have won the game against the Seahawks, but they didn't. So yeah, they've got to play better schematically. They got to play better. So yeah. Can't be Kevin Patullo is possibly the worst OC in the league. Yeah, that's what I've heard from a lot of Eagles fans. Like, Eagles offense has not been consistent all year. Their defense has been pretty good, though. Their defense is solid. They've got a nasty front, you know, so I expect Brock Purdy to be under pressure all game, unless Trent's playing. If Trent's playing, then I feel better about it. Shout out to David V. Thank you for the 22 months of membership. Appreciate that. Combo breaks. Tatum Bethune is not very good. He's a 7th round draft pick, and he plays like a 7th round draft pick. He gets absolutely torched in pass coverage. He's okay in run coverage, but he's hurt. He was getting blocked and beat up all game. Their linebackers are not good. They're not very good. But yeah, Tatum Bethune's not a very good player. I actually feel better. It's not that he's not very good, but he's a 2nd or 3rd string player. He's not a starter. I feel better about Kendricks being a veteran and Kendricks coming, Eric Kendricks, because he's a former all-pro player. I feel better about Kendricks than I do about Bethune, because Bethune, like I said, he's an okay player, but he's really more of a backup and a special teams guy. I don't think he's a starter in this league. He just gets destroyed in pass coverage, and he's small, you know, but he plays hard. He gives it his all, but his ankles are all jacked up. I think he's done for the year. They shut him down. But he's not that great. He gets absolutely roasted in pass coverage. Like, he got obliterated against the Seahawks. He was by far the worst graded linebacker in pass coverage. He just can't cover a lick. So yeah, he's not. He's a 2nd or 3rd string player. Not a bad player though. Just 2nd or 3rd string. Bills or Jaguars? Oh man, I mean, it's hard to pick against the Bills because of Josh Allen, but Jaguars are looking good this year too. Good Niners offense versus Eagles defense, bad Eagles offense versus bad Niners defense. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Eagles can turn it on at any point. They've got the horses to turn it on. They've got Devontae Smith. They've got AJ Brown. They've got Saquon Barkley. They've got Dallas Goddard. They've got him. They've got Jalen Hurts. They've got everybody that they need on offense to have breakout games. So yeah, I don't buy the whole their offense is not good. I don't buy that. And I think their offense, obviously they've had their struggles, but at any point they can just start laying it on you, you know? So I don't buy that. So yeah. Broncos. So what's up, Jay Loomis? Broncos #1 AFC. Me and my friend agreed yesterday that if they would have gone 9-8, it'd be surprising or upsetting. I knew the Broncos were going to be better this year overall, so it's good that they got that #1 seed. They seem to be the Super Bowl favorites right now. So yeah, if you guys have more video game comments or questions, though, let me know. Bead Queen, I don't know what music you want, Bead Queen. I don't know if you put it in the chat, but Bead Queen, if you want some music, let me know. And I got music for you. Thank you for the big $40 donut. Let's go. One combo away. Shout outs, guys, from that extension. Big love to Beat Queen once again. They've got some players with the scheme and play calling scheme seems to hold them back. Yeah, holding them back a little bit with the scheme. But like I said, I'm not underestimating them. I mean, I wish the Niners had Devontae Smith and AJ Brown and and Saquon Barkley. That'd be nice. I mean, they got CMC, which is good. They got Kittle. I like those guys. But I mean, it'd be nice to have Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. That'd be nice to have those guys. I mean, Purcell can't stay healthy. His knee's always jacked up. Jennings is good, but he's more of a 3rd down guy or a third wide receiver. They really got to get the ball to Kittle and they got to get the ball to CMC. I think those two guys are all pro guys. There should be no reason why that both of those guys are shut out in the game. Like, you got to get the ball to CMC. You got to get the ball to Kittle, What's up, Super Man? Did I miss your call-in show? The call-in show, we haven't done that yet. We're going to start it up probably within the next couple weeks here. So you didn't miss it yet. Yeah, you didn't miss it yet. If the Rams lose Sharks Panthers, I'm going to have a generational crash out. You guys shouldn't lose to them. I don't see I think the Packers I think the Rams are going to get revenge, and I think it's going to be some nice revenge. I just don't see I don't see the Panthers with a losing record winning a playoff game, even if it's at home. Panthers, they can surprise you though. They can surprise you. I mean, they can play really good. They have an opportunistic defense, but I just the Rams offense is clicking on all cylinders for the most part. So yeah. Well, they've had some bad interceptions recently, but you know, Stafford had a really good MVP year. You know, so Eagles lost some defensive talent. The sweat guy balling on the Cardinals, bunch of sacks this year. Yeah, but they traded for somebody that's been pretty good, and they have another guy that's been. They had Brandon Graham come back out of retirement, so yeah, I see them. I think their defensive front is still solid, still really good. So yeah. Let's see here. Back to the video games. I spent the weekend playing Prime 4, and I think mostly across the board review scores are so incredibly accurate. I don't care about the no music are so incredibly accurate. I don't care about the no music desert. I just hate the desert. Okay, well there you go, Jay Loomis. There you go. I don't agree with the reviews, though. I don't agree with the reviews of it. I don't think the desert's the worst thing in the world. You just drive from one place to another. Definitely could have been better, absolutely, but I don't think it's like the worst thing. I don't hate it. I thought it was kind of fun to kind of go through and smash crystals. It just wasn't, the design wasn't the best overall, but I thought it was fun to kind of, you know, roll around in the motorcycle. I like motorcycles, though. I thought it was kind of cool. So I disagree with I don't think all the reviews were accurate with it, in my opinion. A 79 Metacritic, I don't think it's like that. That's the same as Metroid Other M. This game is way better than Metroid Other M. So I disagree. I do not agree with the same review score of Metroid Other M. I played Metroid Other M, and I think it's okay, but you know, I don't think they're the same. I think Metroid Prime 4 is much better. I think it's much better. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna play after Trails, OJ? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see once I get there. You guys beat the Eagles. You guys might beat the Eagles. To be honest, Hurts has been struggling passing the ball. If your offense steps it up, it could be an upset. Yeah, if the offense can play like they played against the Bears and against the Colts, then yeah, they can definitely you know, do well. They can definitely beat them. But once again, it's that defense. I mean, I'm hoping the defense. I would want Saleh to just stack the box and force them to pass the ball. Have the same game plan as they did against the Colts. Stack the box. Do not let Saquon run all over you, you know? Don't let Saquon run all over you. You know, make Hurts throw the ball to win, you know? Make Hurts throw the ball to win, and do not let Saquon, because that's what happened against the Seahawks. They let them run all over them, and that opened up other stuff for Darnold, you know? So stop the run, and then, you know, go from there. So stack the box, stop the run, or stop the run, and then hopefully, you know, you got a couple errant throws, or you get some issues like, you know, from Jalen Hurts. So we'll see. What's the that's what the Chiefs did in the Super Bowl. Stack the box. Yeah, but the problem is that the issue with the Chiefs is that the Chiefs had so many issues overall when it comes to what they were doing across, like it was more than just that. They let explosive plays. So I mean, like, listen, if you stack the box and you blitz, you can't give the receivers time to run down the field, streaking down the field. So that's what I would say is that, hey, look, if you're gonna stack the box, make sure that you get to the quarterback with blitzes or something like that. The problem was that Chiefs were kind of stacking, but they were leaving their corners one-on-one. They were leaving their corners one-on-one, and they were not getting to Hurts, and he had time to throw the ball down the field, you know. They also got they threw a pick six, which was that also didn't help. Yeah, if you watch my top 15 top 15 games of 2025, I have Octopath Traveler 0 in there, Jay Loomis. So yeah, that's something that I plan on playing, or already will play, you know, so yeah. So yeah, absolutely. That's a great game too. It's a great game as well. Hey, what's up, Yak Diesel? Welcome to the stream, brother. How you doing today? Shout outs to Yiggity Yak. Welcome back, my boy. How was your weekend? What is good? What is good? What is up? Chiefs were cooked. Yeah, they were cooked. But I mean, listen, man, they won 3 Super Bowls already. So that's more Super Bowls than Peyton Manning. That's more Super Bowls than Dan Marino. That's more Super Bowls than Steve Young. That's more Super Bowls than a lot of guys out there, than Ben Roethlisberger. That's more Super Bowls than Phillip Rivers. So they already won 3. Patrick Mahomes, they won 3. If they never win another Super Bowl again, then that's fine too. Like, he's already won more. Patrick Mahomes has already won more Super Bowls than like 99% of quarterbacks. There's barely any. There's only like what, a few? Like who? Tom Brady, Terry Bradshaw, Joe Montana. That's about it. Yeah, that's about it. I don't think that there's any other quarterbacks that have won more Super Bowls than that. Yeah, I think Terry Bradshaw won 4, right? Terry Bradshaw, Joe Montana won 4, Terry Bradshaw won 4, and Tom Brady won 7. I don't think there's anybody else that has won more than Patrick Mahomes. I think there's guys that have tied him. Troy Aikman won 3. But yeah, that's about it. Aikman won 3. Aikman, he tied him. He didn't pass him up. Aikman won 3 Super Bowls. So yeah. So Aikman didn't win more. He won the same amount. So yeah, I don't think there's anybody there's only like barely anybody that's won more than Patrick Mahomes Super Bowl. So yeah. Dragon Quest 7 reimagined demos on January 7th. Okay, is that new information? That's good because I want to play that demo. By the way, all of Monster Hunter Wild settings have been leaked. This version will have screen space reflections, which even the Series S don't have. It's targeting 60 FPS docked. 60 FPS docked? No way. What? That's hard to believe. Really? Okay, Elias, send me because I covered this already. But send me all this crap that you're talking about. I'll cover it in a video. 60 FPS docked? That would be wild. That'd be crazy. Says, Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowls? Yes, Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowls. 6 with the Patriots, 1 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But Tom Brady went to 10 Super Bowls. Probably should have won all of them, actually. He got Philly special that one year where his defense couldn't stop a lick. And then he got Eli Manning twice. That's really what happened. I mean, he got helmet catched once, and the other one was just crazy stuff that happened. Like, Asante Samuels dropped a pick. So, I mean, really, he should have won 10. He actually should have won 10 Super Bowls. Or at least maybe he loses the Philly one, and then he should have won the 2 against the Giants. He should have won both those. So he should have actually won 9 Super Bowls. But yeah. Let's see here. Hey, what's up, Sean Starlight? Welcome, man. How you doing today? You got your Switch 2 console with Mario Kart World? Hey, yo, let's go, man. Nick93 with the $3 dono.
Stafford with the most passing yards and touchdowns this year definitely deserves the MVP this year.
I agree.
Puka also had the most catches and second in yards in only 15 games. Crazy.
Yeah.
Hopefully we go on a run in the playoffs.
Yeah. I think Stafford's definitely the MVP this year. I agree with that, Nick93. I think Stafford's the MVP. He's never won it before, but I think clearly he was the best player on one of the best teams. I mean, a 12-win team, a 12-win team. 12 wins. That's still really good. 12 wins usually in the past used to get you a number 1 seed or a bye back in the day. So yeah, I think Stafford's the MVP. I agree. I think Stafford's the MVP, and I think number 2 would be CMC, or number 2 would be Drake May from the Patriots. So yeah. Says, why doesn't Nintendo ever do discounts on their games? They do discounts. They just don't do them as often as some other companies out there. But they do. They usually have an early year. They actually just got done doing a discount on their games. They have summer deals, and then they have fall holiday deals. So they do. So yeah. I think you go online and people tell you that they never do discounts, so therefore you just say that they never do discounts because that's what other people say online. But no, they do discounts on their games sometimes. Like sometimes they'll have it off, like they'll have Mario Odyssey off on sale, or New Super Mario Bros, or Fire Emblem Engage, or other games. So no, that's not true. And if you don't believe me, Google search it. Nintendo first party games discounts. Just Google search holiday sale Nintendo or summer sale, and you'll see what they've discounted. They've discounted Splatoon and stuff like that before. They just don't do a ton every single year, and they don't drop the price of their game down to $20 and all that type of stuff. But do they do discounts for their first party games? Absolutely. Absolutely. You just got to catch them. Whether the final build is target 60 or not is up to Capcom, but there's a spread but they're on a spreadsheet. Yeah, just can you send me that, Elias? And I got you. I got you. I'll cover it. I will cover it. So yeah. Puka's like the Tim Duncan of wide receivers in this NFL today. Big fundamentals. Oh man. They literally had a months-long sale on their games. I bought DKC Returns in Thousand Year Door for $30. Yeah, they had a nice holiday sale where they had Splatoon 3, they had DKC Returns, they had Mario Odyssey, they had a number of games. So, I mean, this narrative that people say, they never do sales on games, it's just silly at this point. I used to entertain it and say, yeah, I mean, but at this point, it's just, like I said, they don't do discounts like some others, and it'd be great if they did more, but say that they never do discounts, why doesn't Nintendo ever do, like, that's just a lie. That's just flat out not true. That's a lie. So yeah. Let's see here. I just sent it on the chat, or do you want me to DM it to you on Twitter? Yeah, DM me on Twitter. That'd be good, so I can cover it for a video. So if I can cover it for a video, that'd be good. Yeah, Dragon Quest 7 demo remake this week. I think on the 7th. Dragon Quest 7 on the 7th. That makes sense. Good marketing. Also, Noah and Mio overclocking and flying through the skies. Let's go, baby. Shout outs. Thank you for the 60. Nick93 getting us on the 60 stream clock. Cooked. Overall, thank you so much, Nick93. I appreciate that, fam. Thank you for everybody. Beat Queen with the huge support today. Big love on there, Beat Queen. Let's go. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, I wish that they actually did more. That'd be great if they did more, or bigger permanent discounts or things like that. That'd be great. It'd be awesome. But to say that they never do it, that's just, like I said, that's just categorically not true, you know? So, yeah. Let's see here. Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined demo also carries over the save data. Nice, nice. Yeah, there's a demo. Once again, there's a demo on the 7th, guys. I've said it now 3. This will be my 3rd time now saying it. Dragon Quest 7 demo on the 7th. On the 7th. They're often on Mario Day, Mario Day or summer sales and such. I've never seen Astral Chain discounted. That game has been out for years. So are you saying that they never? So are you saying that they don't do discounts on Astral Chain, or are you saying that they never do discounts for any games? Which one? So which one are you saying? Are you saying that you've never got a discount for what you want, or that they never do sales at all? Because you said they never do sales. So that's
I
what you
just
said.
looked at the Monster Hunter Wilds specs that was mentioned. It looks like there might be a 30 FPS and 60 FPS target mode docked and 30 FPS handheld mode.
That would be awesome. If they're able to get a customized version of that game that does that, that would boost the sales dramatically. If they can get a nice 60 FPS docked, 30 FPS handheld, that'd be a really good version of the game. At least target for those. That'd be really good. I'd be down with it. Shout outs to Justin with the 3, and thank you to Yak Diesel with the 5. Says, I'm still collecting Super Mario Galaxy Collection. From your experience, what are your chances of SMG Super Mario Galaxy rising in value to the same degree as Super Mario 3D All-Stars? Probably lower, because it's not a limited release, like where they stopped doing production of it. So I don't think it's going to rise as high as Super Mario 3D All-Stars. So I don't think so. But yes, I would love for them to actually do a sale of Astral Chain as well. I mean, I would love for that to be. I would love for that game to go on sale. I mean, I already have the game, but it would be great for the game to go on sale as well. So, like I said, I think that you're just talking about specifically when you say they don't ever do discounts. It's not that you don't mean it that way, right? What you mean is that I haven't gotten like what I want on sale, like a game that's old. That's what you usually. I think that's what the internet means too. The internet means when they say they don't ever do discounts, it's like a game that they want hasn't went on sale, right? Okay. Not that they never do discounts at all. You know that they do that, so that's fine. In terms of like Astral Chain, yeah, it'd be great if they can do Astral Chain on sale. But if I were you at this point, I mean, are you waiting for a discount for that game? I mean, you should just buy it at this point. Like, how long are you gonna wait to play the game? The game is awesome. Yes, it's old. It should be discounted. That'd be great if they did. They've rarely ever done a discount on that game. I think maybe one time they did a discount on it. But I mean, at this point, if you want Astral Chain, just buy the game. It's worth the $60 or whatever. Just buy it. It's a really good game. If there's anything that you should buy without a discount, it'd be Astral Chain. That game is awesome. The developers, Platinum, they deserve to get every penny, in my opinion, because the game is incredible. But yes, it would be great if you can get a discount on Astral Chain as well. I do think it's worth the full price. All the content's in the game. There is extra content. After you beat the game, there's extra missions. It's worth the full price of admission, in my opinion. But it would be great if you could get a discount on there, you know? Just their popular game, Zelda and Mario. No, Splatoon gets discounts, and they've given discounts on other games. Fire Emblem has gotten discounts. Xenoblade has gotten discounts, so that's also wrong too. C-Money. It's okay though, man. It's all good. You don't know what you're talking about, and that's okay. I can help you out here. But no, they've done discounts on Fire Emblem. They've done discounts on Xenoblade. They've done discounts on stuff outside of Mario and Zelda. They've done discounts on Splatoon. They've done discounts on other stuff that's not as popular as well. Shout outs to Yak Diesel. Shout outs to Justin. Thank you for the 3. Shout outs to Yak Diesel. Appreciate that, guys. Let's go. Big love. We got to 70 on the combo board now. Let's go. Combo breaks. Astral Chain can redeem via vouchers. Oh, that's true. Maybe you can do the voucher thing if you want it. Zelda was on sale. Yeah, he was saying that they only do sales on their popular games like Zelda and Mario, but that's not true. They just did it. They did discounts on Xenoblade. They've done discounts on Fire Emblem. They've done discounts on Splatoon. They've done discounts on stuff outside of Mario and Zelda. So that's also categorically false. I mean, one Google search will tell you that right there. So yeah. Javier, thank you for the subscription, man. I appreciate that. Big love. Shout outs. Thank you so much for the support, man. Thank you for the subscription. Appreciate it. 40 FPS. Monster Hunter would be good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Monster Hunter Wilds went from people saying that it can't run to potentially runs at 60 FPS docked. I mean, that would be crazy. That would be really crazy. So yeah, I mean, that would definitely be something that I don't know what would happen. I mean, I think people would definitely think a little bit differently about things if that was the case. All right, cool, Elias. I'll definitely think about making a video on that very soon. So yeah. Both the digital and physical versions of Astral Chain are on sale at Walmart right now. It's only 7 to 8 off, but it's discounted right now. Yeah, you might want to try looking for physical copies, seeing you can get it a little bit off on there as well. But I mean, I see what C-Money's saying, man. I mean, money's tight for a lot of places. These games are expensive. You want to see more sales and discounts for sure, 100%. So I get where he's coming from, 1000%. But they don't ever like when you say like, oh, they don't ever do discounts. That's just not correct. So I want to inform you so you know when they do a discount, you're ready to go. You know what I'm saying? To where you're just saying, oh, they never do discounts, and then just throw your hands up in the air and just say, oh, well, they never do it, and that's it. You know, be ready for them. Summer, fall, New Year's, they usually have discounts 3 times a year on certain first-party games. So just be ready for the summer coming up here. Sometimes they have spring sales as well, so they could have a sale coming up in like March or April where they have some first-party sale discounts. So make sure you stay locked in, you know. Let's see here. Just picked up Astral Chain Physical coming tomorrow. I hope they do a freaking update for Astral Chain. That game needs an update. And if it got an update, that would be awesome. I'd be down for the Astral Chain update, you know? Be down for the Astral Chain update overall. So I hope we get that, man. I really hope we get that. 'Cause that'd be cool. It would just be dope. It'd be a dope thing to get, you know? Astral Chain is on sale every year, so it never being on sale isn't true. Okay, let's find out. I thought I've seen Astral Chain on sale as well, so I thought I saw it on sale myself as well. So let me see. Astral Chain on sale. So You can find Astral Chain on a variety. GameStop has it for 50. I don't know how much you trust AliExpress, but AliExpress says they got it for 36. You can get it at different places for let's see here. Yeah, okay, here we go. About a year ago, the Reddit, people were saying, yeah, Astral Chain's on sale for $41. So yeah, it's been on sale before. They had it on sale for $41. So, and the Reddit post is, I've seen Astral Chain go on sale several times in the past 2 years. I've never for lower than $41.99. So yeah, look out for that C Money. It's went on sale before. You just missed it. You just missed it on that one. So yeah. Got yours on sale on Amazon for 40. Yeah. Yeah, you just missed it. That's what happened there. 40 FPS should be the standard, in my opinion, for big third-party games on Switch too. You can't impose a standard when different games have different requirements and have different things. So you can't impose a requirement for developers alien weaponry. That's not going to happen. Because some games might be to where the engine can't render it at a good frame pacing at 40 FPS, so it's not going to be beneficial for them to do 40 FPS, or maybe they don't have the manpower or resources to do it that way. So that's not gonna happen. So if they can do it, they can do it. But there's barely any games that are even 40 FPS, and even the ones that are 40 FPS, they don't lock at 40 FPS. So it's not like you're getting a locked experience. Like for example, Cyberpunk, that's 40 FPS. It's not locked at 40. So yeah, you're not gonna get that. I mean, it'd be nice, but you're not gonna get it. Let's see. If they don't do Astral Chain or Xenoblade X updates by a certain point in time, this or next year, will be doubtful they'll ever do it. I wouldn't say that. I mean, the Switch 2, it's gonna have a long life cycle. So I mean, just because they didn't do it when you wanted to doesn't mean it's not gonna happen. You know, or if they don't do it right away, that doesn't mean it's not gonna happen. So we'll see. Donkey Kong Bonanza was sold out. Ooh. Try ordering online than in-store pickup. I think that's probably the best option. So yeah. What's up, Juice Music? I bought Astral Chain on sale for 40 a few years back. Yeah. Vouchers ending this month. Okay, take advantage of the voucher programs ending this month. Hopefully they introduce something new. I think that'd be good. I don't know how many people actually use that voucher program. I used it like one time. So I know some people use it, you know, and it's definitely nice, but yeah, sucks that it's going away, you know? I wish it stayed. For people that were going to use it at least. So yeah. All right. I've used the voucher in 2019 to get both Astral Chain and 3 houses. Oof. The voucher system was looking good. You getting Fire Emblem 3 houses and that you get that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, so I have this. Here's Christopher Dring, who is like the game business. That he has this new website, the game business. So we just reacted to that Nintendo won the console war video, right? We reacted to that. So Christopher Dring on Twitter. Oh my God, this man got absolutely. He's getting blasted. I had to type in my own little comment too, but you guys got to see this sick burn. He didn't respond to this one. He got into an argument saying Nintendo lost the console war 20 years ago. This was hilarious. Nintendo lost the console war 20 years ago. So Hunter put this and says, Nintendo won the console war. GameSpot says, agree or disagree. Nintendo lost the console war 20 years ago. And this guy, I don't know who this guy is, but he says, ah, yes, 2006, and famously unsuccessful years of the Nintendo DS and the Wii. Indeed, they tapped out of the console war with those devices, plowed through their own path away from Xbox and Sony, and Wii U aside, been immensely successful ever since. That's not what losing means. What does losing mean? Sega. No response. No response. No response. I think the problem with what Christopher's thinking, his mindset is the console war means power and means that, not just sales. Obviously it means power, going head to head and all that. But the problem with that is if the console war strictly meant power and the third party and what they did in the PS3 and Xbox 360 generation, then why was Microsoft and Sony copying Nintendo? So that's the problem that I have. Like, everybody talks about, oh, they're not in the same lane until they start copying them. Why are you doing Kinect? Why are you doing PlayStation Move? Why are you making, why are you doing these things if it's a different category, a different, not the same thing, So I think that's the problem with saying, oh, well, Microsoft and Sony, they're different. Then why are they doing Kinect? Why are they doing PlayStation Move? They literally said we're doing it to have our own Wii-like experience. If they're not in the same lane and they separated from them and they're not part of it, then Microsoft and Sony wouldn't be trying to copy them with certain things. Like why did Sony do PlayStation All-Stars? Why are they trying to do these things? So they're all in competition with each other, regardless. Unless you start putting all your exclusives on other platforms, then I'd say, okay, you've bowed out, but Sony still competes. That's why Sony even literally stated the reason why that they did big discounts, the permanent discount on the PlayStation 5 in Japan was to counter the Nintendo Switch 2. They flat out just said it, that the reason why we're dropping the price in Japan is because the Switch 2 came out and blowing our doors off. If they weren't in competition, why are they worried? If it's a whole why are they worried about the Switch 2? Why are you worried? It's a whole separate market. It's a whole separate thing. Why are you worried about the Japanese sales? Why are you worried about the Switch 2? Why are you worried about any of that? You shouldn't be worried at all. You have your own lane to stay in. So yeah, I think that's the problem. But yeah, he got absolutely obliterated here. That is a mic drop. That's a mic drop for sure. That's definitely a mic drop. I did a combo with Costco, $90, $100 each shop carts put towards vouchers once. Nice. Sorry, who was Christopher? He's the lead of the game business, a website. He used to work for GameIndustry.biz, but now he runs his own gaming website called The Game Business. And he has like interviews. I got an interview with Reggie Fils-Aimé. He has interviews like with developers and stuff like that. So yeah. So yeah, it's pretty funny. Let's see here. Why are there so many handhelds now? Nintendo? Yeah, that's one of the reasons why, man. Like, people are copying them, with what they're trying to do there. So yeah. It's like one of those things to where it is what it is, right? Hey, what's up, Dad Set? Welcome to the stream, brother. How you doing today? Shout outs. Welcome. We might talk about that Monster Hunter situation. We might talk more about that if this turns out to be correct. Yeah, it's cool. We got a free demo coming up for Dragon Quest on the 7th. Carry over the full progress on February 5th. This year is going to be good, man. This year is going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah. Great, but shout outs, man. Admitting Nintendo success is like kryptonite to these Western journos. Yeah, some of them like they start convulsing and start transforming. So yeah. I'm hyped for Mario Tennis. I'm looking forward to playing Mario Tennis with Party Man. You know, I'm looking forward to that as well. Let's see. I'd be happy if we can get consistent 30 on Wilds on Switch 2. It would still be a vast improvement over the non-targeted handhelds. Yes, I mean Monster Hunter Wilds doesn't even like really work on Steam Deck if I'm not correct. All right, so it's like, so yeah, it would definitely be a big, like a solid 30 would be great. That'd be great for, you know, unless you're playing the game on unless you're playing the game on I think the Xbox ROG Ally, that might be able to run it better, right? I think that actually runs it okay. The ROG Ally X, I'm not sure though, to be honest. I don't know, but I'm just assuming or guessing. So yeah. Doing great indeed. Got some bad news. I'll DM you on X about it. Still working on getting the game done right this time. Hey, it's all good, man. Yeah, DM me that. We can talk for sure. On the first party front, it'll be a slower year till the end of the year. The first party front for who? Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo? I mean, until the end of the year, they'll get bigger games. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's kind of how it always is. It always kind of starts out with a few different, you know, games. I mean, Nintendo doesn't really launch their biggest games unless it's like a launch year. Nintendo doesn't launch their biggest games like in January, February, or March. Usually spring or so when some of their bigger games come out. Spring, summer, fall, when the biggest games come out. But yeah, so far it's not so bad this year. From what we've already got announced. I think it's okay. But yeah, we'll see how it works out when it comes to spring. I think spring seems to be a pretty good area or window for some of the games because the Yoshi game comes out in spring as well. There's obviously the Mario Wonder, that update that comes out. I think that could be really good if it fixes the boss battles and of course adds a lot of great multiplayer content. We don't know when Dust Bloods is coming out. That could be an earlier than expected title. So we'll see what happens. You know, we'll see what happens with the release window. But right now, when it comes to big games, there's really no need to, you know, launch a bunch of first-party games early because Pragmata, Monster Hunter Stories 3, and Resident Evil Requiem all come out early in the year. Plus Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined. All of those games are early 2026 this year. So we've got our hands full with a lot of really, really good games. I'm looking at one of the bigger lists here. Also, that new that Yakuza game, Yakuza 3, Kiwami, plus the Dark Tides. You've got Trails Beyond the Horizon, January 15th. The Animal Crossing update, January 15th. Final Fantasy VII Remake integrated the 22nd. Dynasty Warriors Origins, the 22nd of January. Mario Tennis Fever comes out February. Pokemon comes out March 5th. Pragmata, May 27th. That's going to be First Light. I mean, there's just a number of games. Monster Hunter Stories 3, Twisted Reflection, March 13th. There is a lot of content, a lot of stuff that I'm looking forward to playing in the beginning of the year. OJ, how do you think the launch of GTA will affect Nintendo? Not at all. They'll still launch their games. I mean, maybe not the same week, but Nintendo's not going to shy away from launching a game, you know, near GTA. I don't think it's going to affect them really at all. So yeah. I'm definitely ready for Mario Tennis Fever. I played some Mario Tennis Aces the past weekend. It's still a fun game, yeah. Shout outs to Shaw X with the 6 months. Says OJ, I had the suspicion that the NFL was rigged, but didn't want to believe it. But Saturday night was atrocious. We still didn't play well, but damn. NFL rigged, yeah. Rigged for the 49ers to lose every Super Bowl. Yes. But yeah. I mean, people have that accusation that the NFL is rigged. I don't think it is, but I can see where you're coming from with some of the calls and stuff, you know. I can see where you're coming from. But Yes. Well, you guys still got a home playoff game. You still got in, so at least be happy that you got a home playoff game, you know? So. So, yeah. Dispatch releases on the... Oh, yeah, Dispatch. Yeah, we still got Dispatch as well. Shout out to Shaw X. Thank you for the 6 months of Jonin tier membership. Appreciate you, fam. It's an NFL conspiracy. Conspiracy against them all, baby. Conspiracy. Agree, this year they'll have to try to focus on selling more third party. We'll see. We'll see. Galesburg. I know you meant Gales. How did you mistype? Galesburg, baby. Yo, shout outs. Games. I know you meant games. I know you meant games. So yeah, how do you blow the whistle on a live ball? Yeah, I don't know, man. It happens. Sometimes it happens. Monster Stories 3. Now that's a Monster Hunter I expect to see 60 FPS modes for, since much of the Switch 2 coverage so far had that performance. Listen, guys, I've cut this part out in my videos because I don't want to speculate. So there's been 2 to 3 separate times where I've mentioned what I'm about to say. That's why it's good to watch my live streams, because I give you guys insights on my videos. But there are 2 or 3 separate times that I am about to say what I'm about to say in my videos, and I didn't say it because I don't want to speculate. But I'm really hoping that Monster Hunter Stories 3 doesn't get Daemon X Machina. Like, I really hope Capcom... I don't think that they will, but I really hope Capcom doesn't Daemon X Machina that game. I'm just a little worried. Not that I'm like worried, but I'm like a little, just a little, because like I still have the bad taste, and I know Daemon X Machina has nothing to do with Monster Hunter, but it's just setting up to be like a, oh man, we use the Nintendo platform to get all these people to buy. Oh, now we have Xbox and PlayStation and PC. Big game. Look at the graphics. Oh, yeah, it's on Switch too as well, right? It's on Switch. And then it ends up being a crusty version of the game at 30 FPS, and they designed it for Xbox, and it was ported to the... Like, I just really hope that doesn't happen with this game. And for some reason, something in me tells me that it's like, wait a minute. Are we about to get Daemon X Machina, man? Are we about to? Because if anything... Well, I wouldn't say Capcom has more of an incentive to do it, because they don't. But man, something just tells me that they think that maybe Xbox and PlayStation is the way for Monster Hunter Stories, because it has the Monster Hunter name in the title. And like like the Switch 2 version was like a back burner version. Like, okay, let's just make it on Xbox and PlayStation, make it work on them, and then just downport it 30 FPS on Switch 2. You know? Something tells me. I hope that's not the case though. I hope I'm just completely wrong on this one. Yeah, Daemon X Machina PTSD. I agree. It is Daemon X Machina like PTSD. No, you are 1000% right. Like I said, I could be completely wrong. I might be completely wrong. Maybe I'm 1000% wrong, you know? But something tells me I don't know. We'll see. If Monster Hunter Wilds comes to Switch 2, you can transfer the save. I would snag it. Yeah. Moist Critical has a voice in it. Yeah, Moist Critical does have a voice in Dispatch. There's one aspect that makes a different story. Both Monster Stories 1 and 2 run at 60 FPS on Switch 2. Plus, they already converted the multi-plat model back on the Monster. Listen, and look, Akami, I believe you. Like I said, it's the PTSD. It's the Daemon X Machina bait and switch. Use Nintendo fans to sell 1 million copies, to sell it, to make your money, make a bunch of money off the game, and then say, Xbox and PlayStation, and then go, and it's PTSD. That's what they did. They did that, and I still can't believe it. I still can't believe it. That they okie doked us on that. I still can't believe they okie doked us on that one, man. That was wild. That's crazy. You know? So yeah. But no, I feel you, brother. Akami, that's what it should be. It should be like that. So yeah. The sequel didn't really. Nobody bought the sequel. Nobody bought Nobody bought the sequel. Nobody bought the sequel. That game didn't. I don't know how much it sold, but I know it hasn't been in the top sales charts really in anywhere. Like they ruined it. They completely ruined Daemon X Machina, Titanic Scion. I don't know what they were thinking. But then again, this is the same company that makes a AA game that has limited appeal, that were copyright claiming content creators saying, don't show our game, don't talk about our game, don't make revenue off of our AA game that barely anybody even knows about or is gonna buy. These people are stupid. Like, I don't like to say that, but the people who run the Daemon X Machina franchise are dumb. And listen, and I don't like to say that because there are smart people who develop games, but business-wise, they're stupid. They have made two crucial mistakes in a row, knowingly, purposefully, on purpose, because of their own bravado. Because of their own bravado and idiotic nature. And like I said, I don't say this a lot, but this needs to be said about Marvelous and what they... And it's only like Daemon X Machina. It's not other franchises that they have, so I'm not saying everybody at Marvelous is stupid. It only seems to be this franchise. Every other franchise that they have seems to be treated fine. You can make content. They don't have any problem. They do the right thing with it for the most part. But for specifically Daemon X Machina, they literally go... Like, they literally turn into complete idiots when they market and when they put it. Like, they literally turn into complete idiots. I have never seen something so mishandled in my life. This is crazy. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with them and that franchise. They didn't even release Daemon X Machina 1 on Xbox or PlayStation. They thought that naming it Titanic Scion and not Daemon X Machina 2 would make Xbox and PlayStation fans forget that they didn't get the first game in the franchise. No, they just forgot about the franchise in general. They didn't care about it. I didn't see a single one of the content creators that I know that cover Xbox or PlayStation talk about Daemon X Machina, Titanic Scion. Not a single one. It was only Nintendo content creators complaining, why did you guys do the Switch 2 version dirty? Play it on PlayStation 5. That's all I saw. I only saw people that cover Nintendo say, well, I bought the game on PS5 because the Switch 2 version is trash. Completely, people are idiots. They're completely idiots, man. Complete idiots. I don't know what they're doing. So yeah. Let's see. To be fair, they did the same thing with Room Factory on Switch. So it got the sort of treatment as Daemon X Machina. They corrected that with RF and Story of Seasons games. Wait, what do you talk about? Room Factory? What do you mean? Room Factory 5 on Switch? How is that the same? Like, explain how it was the same thing. I missed your earlier comment. Hey, what's up? What's up, JCat? Let me see your comment. Capcom would have extremely dumb to do that. Most of the audience is on Nintendo, but Marvelous is also the developer of the Stories games. So yeah, JCat, yeah. But I disagree. Capcom knows Nintendo has a near monopoly in Japan, and that's where Monster Hunter is more popular. Look, listen, guys. I'm with you. I don't think Capcom's dumb enough to pull a Daemon X stupida. Okay? I don't think that they're that dumb to do that. I'm just saying. It is a PTSD thing that I'm dealing with right now with AA JRPGs. Most of them have been pretty good. Falcom has been doing a good job. You know, Marvelous did a good job so far. I think with, what was it, Guardians of Azuma? That was good. You know, it ran good enough on Switch too. I mean, it could have been better, but it ran good enough. Story of Seasons, Bazaar or whatever. The AA JRPG stuff has been pretty good on Switch too, starting out, you know? All the AA stuff has been good. The Indian AA stuff has been great on Switch too. Hades, Silk Song, Trails in the Sky first chapter. There's been a lot of great AA stuff. So I'm not really tripping on there. I am a little bit worried about some of the higher end AA stuff, like a Monster Hunter Stories, 3, like a Daemon X Machina, what happened there. I mean, what a tragedy. What a tragedy. J-View says Daemon X Machina was one of the few games I was really looking forward to last year. They did us so dirty, man. Marvelous. Lost a ton of people with that movie. That's what I'm saying. Complete mistake. I had over 78 hours of Daemon X Machina on Switch 1 and was looking forward to it, but when they revealed it was a demo, dropped, I played it, I said, yep, that's the result of going multi-platform. That's what I'm saying. It's like, what was this for? But it's not even the result of, it's the result of them thinking that they didn't need Nintendo anymore. That Xbox and PlayStation players were going to pick this game up. It's the result of that. And like I said, they're dumb. They're probably thinking, it's okay, we only sold 100,000 copies. That's fine. They're probably like, literally, I think, like I said, the people that run that franchise are morons. I think that they're legitimately morons when it comes to making the right decisions with this franchise. I think that they've mishandled it completely. And I don't say that very often. Like, I don't say that very often with it, but they mishandled it, man. They messed up. Rune Factory was designed with Nintendo systems in mind all the way up until Rune Factory 5, and then multi-platform made it for the other systems, and it ran crusty on Switch. Okay, maybe that did happen. Yes, maybe that did happen, but Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma, which is the most recent game, was not like that. And then the Grand Bazaar game from Marvelous was also, it ran good on there too. So maybe that was the case. Akami, maybe that was the case. But the difference is that they've released new games, that have been fine since then. So yeah. ATLUS also dropping Rush ports that they were forced patched because it flopped. I mean, they said from the beginning that they needed to rush the game out and that they were going to update it. So that was their plan from the beginning. They wanted to get it into a window of release as the hype of the system's out. They wanted to get it out in Japan early. And then they know that with price drops and with the update, people will eventually buy it. Like, people are now buying it. Now that it's $40 and that it has the update, people are now buying Persona. Like, it got back into the top eShop sales, like with the discount plus the update. People will buy it over the course of time. But yeah, they rushed it out to get there to take advantage of the launch hype. That's really what they did, and to get it farther enough away from like Age of Imprisonment and some of the other games, Kirby, Metroid Prime 4. So I mean, I think that was a tactical plan that they did on purpose. Which the funny thing is they literally admitted that, like, hey, look, we were just trying to get it out, in a certain time. And like if we wanted to make it on Switch 1, which we could have, it would have taken a year. If we wanted to get the game out this day. And we're gonna update it, but just we didn't have time for that. So, I mean, at least they told us the truth. At least they didn't try to hide it. They flat out said it. So, I can respect the honesty. You're not gonna get $60 from me. You're not gonna get it full price. I'll wait till there's a discount, but I'll wait till there's a bigger. I'll probably wait till it's like 20 or 30. But hey, like, I respect them telling the truth. Some games are meant for the Switch ecosystem. HD 2D, Eastern published. No offense, how are PS and Xbox going to tap in without having prior entrance to entice? That's what I'm saying. They messed up in that sense. So that's why I'm hoping that Monster Hunter doesn't do that. Because, they made a lot of money off of Monster Hunter World. And I think they got pretty confident thinking that they don't need Nintendo for big Monster Hunter games going forward. They can release it later. But I think Monster Hunter Wilds came out and I was like, oh, wait a minute, hold up. There's like... Everyone stopped buying this game. We don't have an audience for this game anymore. Obviously, there's other things like the game maybe not being as good as maybe what some Monster Hunter fans were expecting. But I think they do need Nintendo in some respect, right? So yeah. Hey, what's up, Blazing Blazers? Welcome, man. How you doing today? Shout outs. So yeah. Capcom is the last third party I'm worried about supporting Switch 2. Me too, honey. I'm not worried about it. Listen, guys. A lot of you guys are giving me good reassurance. And I agree with that. I'm telling you, I'm admitting that I have Daemon X Machina PTSD. Because this is the biggest third-party, high-end AA game since Daemon X Machina, right? This is probably the biggest one. We're getting AAA stuff. We're getting a lot of AAA games that have been coming out since then, and we've been getting like indie games that are great. But this is the biggest high-end AA game, right? Since Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion. So that's the only reason why. And it's like, it's multi-platform. Before it was not multi-platform. At least it was like Monster Hunter Stories 2. That was PC and Switch 1 at launch. And then it came over later, right? But now they're saying, oh, multi-platform. And then you look at the graphics. Oh my God, the graphics look so beautiful. It's like they're showing the PlayStation version a lot. So that right there, it's just got me a little like, uh-oh, here we go again, And I know it's a different company. I know it's Capcom's way better than Marvel's. I get that, guys. I'm just saying, like I said, I'm just bringing it up. It's probably not a good point. I'm probably wrong, but I gotta say it. Apparently, the thing about Pragmata, I'm not as worried about that. It might not run great, but that doesn't worry me as much because Pragmata was not a Nintendo franchise. They just added it was not a game that was on Nintendo platforms. They just added a Switch 2 version. So it's like, oh wow, that's a bonus. We didn't expect Pragmata to be on the Switch 2. So if that's kind of crusty or if it doesn't run as great, it's like, okay, whatever. But I'm not worried about that. That doesn't get me worried. Like, that doesn't get me like, oh man, like I'm not going to be upset about that if it's not. I'm like, okay, look, it's not as good. You wait for a discount sale or you buy it on PS5. Because that game was supposed to be like a PS5 game anyway, or like an Xbox or PC anyway. So that's an addition. But to me, Monster Hunter Stories, that's a Nintendo franchise or a game that's synonymous with Nintendo hardware. The reason why Monster Hunter Stories is a thing is because of Nintendo hardware, because of the 3DS, because of the Switch 1. It sold great on those platforms. It sold over 1 million on the Switch 1 by itself. There would be no Monster Hunter Stories 3 if Monster Hunter Stories 2 didn't make at $60 a pop, selling to, making money to where they get the revenue to do this. Now, yeah, they had PC, but you look at the all-time high for PC, it's like, what, 40K? People weren't playing it on there like that. That's not where they made the money. They made the money on Switch 1 at $60. So that's why I'm just kind of like, okay, this is a little bit different for this one, Still have Daemon X Machina, the plastic I got it in. How they butchered the Switch 2 is beyond me. I feel you, Brand Smith, man. I feel you on that one. Hey, what's up, Renna? Renna Habag is here. What's up, Renna? Welcome. What's up, Dane? Shout outs. What's up, the Great Wall? Welcome, guys. How you guys doing today? Shout outs to the homies coming through. Capcom focused on next-gen PS5 and their Monster Hunter Wilds marketing, and while it sold a ton early, majority of the player base is not sticking around long. Yeah, they haven't really sold much since then. So I think that they've definitely, whatever plans they had to put it on Switch 2 were absolutely fast-tracked. They're like, hey, more developers. Put it on the Switch 2 before we get that Switch 2, develop specific Monster Hunter game. We need to make some more money off this. Capcom started complaining about PS5 sale. That's how you know things aren't going. It's like, hey, wait a minute, man. The reason why we think our game didn't do as well is because the PS5 costs too much. It's like, wait a minute, hold up. But you got PC, but you got Xbox, and you got PS5. You got a hell of people to sell it to. But you're trying to tell me that the reason why the game didn't do as well was because the PS5 costs too much in Japan? Like, Capcom out here making Johns, right? For the game. So yeah, that's when you know things are a little bit not where they wanted it to be. They like it because of they feel that there was a lot of hand holding and the game didn't offer enough compelling content for veteran hunters. At least the base package. Yeah, I was planning to get Pragmata on PS5 originally, but now I'll have to wait and see how the demo is for both systems. Exactly, yeah. Pragmata still might be like a PS5 game for me, Like, I'll check out the Switch 2 version, but it still might be a game that I'm like, okay, let me get it on both, Monster Wild's got a lot of hate because of performance issues on PC. Yeah, but it seemed to be really weird with the performance issues because Evan, who has a pretty okay PC, doesn't have like the highest end PC, he said that he had no performance issues. So like that's another problem with PC is like everyone might have a little bit of a different experience on how it performs, you know, because different configurations. And so yeah. But yeah, there was a lot of hate, Misfit, because of how it ran on PC. Capcom threw Sony under the bus. Next thing you know, Sony comes out with the reduced price of the PS5 digital edition for the Japanese market. That's what I'm saying. Like, they actually respond. Like, when Capcom speaks, the companies listen, because Capcom is like OG, right? They're like OG. They're respected. People like Capcom. The companies like Capcom. Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, they all like Capcom. They all love Capcom, actually, because they have Resident Evil, because they have Monster Hunter, because they have a lot of IPs that do well across the board. So when Capcom speaks, you listen. So Capcom spoke, and Sony listened. When Capcom said, at least this is maybe some of the story, like, hey, you know, increase the RAM, you know, Nintendo listened. And I'm almost positive Nintendo consulted Capcom before they decided on specs for Switch 2, like, you know, RAM. And I'm pretty sure they said, hey, man, what would be good for the RE engine? I know that they did, because that was the problem with Switch 1. Switch 1 could not run the base RE engine very well. They had to make a customized version, but from what I understand, Switch 2 runs the actual RE engine, you know, which, once again, the RE engine, it's not like that's the most taxing, craziest engine ever. I mean, that engine runs on PS4 and Xbox One with pretty good results. Not perfect, but pretty damn good results for the RE engine. Like, Resident Evil 4 can run on an Xbox One. Yeah, you're not getting a lock 60, but I mean, I think it targets 60 and it hits it sometimes. And it's not terrible. It's not like it's the worst experience ever on Xbox One and PS4 for Resident Evil 4 Remake. And that game graphically is very good, you know? So I think that they definitely consulted and said, hey, what do you guys think about this? And then Capcom was probably thinking, okay, that's pretty good. You know, that's not bad. Sounds like you have PTSD for like this, like I do for the 49ers and Seahawks in the playoffs as a Packer fan. Yeah, maybe. Steak, yeah. Hopefully Bandai follows Capcom's footsteps. The difference is that Capcom makes a lot of their games in-house. Bandai Namco outsources. So that's the problem with Bandai Namco. Bandai Namco is a very different company than Capcom, because Bandai Namco outsources development to a lot of outside studios that they don't own. You know, so that's the reason why I think there was some of the issues with the Bandai Namco games and like dev kits and things, because have you looked at the developers who make these games? I don't even know the names. Like, people who make a lot of these games for Bandai Namco, like, there's a bunch of random weird developers all over the place, you know? So yeah. RE2 Remake looks amazing even on PS4. Exactly, yeah, RE2 Remake looks great on PS4, you know? I played it on Xbox. Oh, I played it on Xbox One X, so, I mean, but yeah, it looks great. So, like, it's important for the Switch 2 to be able to run RE Engine good, you know? Or good enough, at least. I bought Wilds on PS5, and all the people on my friends list that bought it stopped playing after the first month. I mean, yeah. Let's see here. Bandai Namco is a B-tier publisher. Let's be honest here. I mean, that's okay. You know what? There's nothing wrong with Bandai Namco being a B-tier publisher. They can still make good games, right? So, not everyone's going to be able to be A-tier. You know, not everybody can be an A-tier publisher. Sometimes you have B-tier. Sometimes you have C-tier. Sometimes you have D-tier. You don't want to be in that tier. But I mean, A or B-tier, it is what it is. You know, sometimes it's like being an athlete. Sometimes not everyone's going to be Barry Sanders. Not everyone's going to be Steve Young. Not everyone's going to be Patrick Mahomes. Not everyone's going to be Joe Montana. You know, sometimes you're a B-tier or C-tier player, and it is what it is. You do your best. You try your hardest. And hopefully you hope for the best. I was not the best player. I think I was probably more of a C-tier player at my peak for the most part. But I did my best. I tried what I tried, and I did what I did. I did what I could. So even as a content creator, maybe I'm a B-tier or C-tier content creator. But I'm going to keep trying to get better and do my best to make it up the, you know. So it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Oh, man. Oh, we're getting Dragon Quest 7 demo. Yeah, it's on the 7th. So in a couple days, we're going to have a Dragon Quest 7 demo. And that should be fun. Should be pretty good. Should be pretty good overall. The Digimon games are kind of nice though. Yeah, they're good. I don't think the Digimon games are bad at all. I think that they're good. Me personally, I think that they're good. You know, I don't really play a lot of them like that, but I think that they're good from what I've seen. They're pretty good. So yeah. I've noticed you've been at 129k subs for a while, so close to 130. Yeah, there's been a lot of old subs that apparently that have been like just old inactive subs because I've been around for a hot minute. So yeah, maybe this year we get to the 130 range this year. I think I'm gonna do a new promotion. I think that'll help us get there. A new Switch 2 giveaway or
What's up,
something.
OJ? Can I get any music from Golden Sun?
Yeah, absolutely. Shout outs to Kevin. Thank you for the $5 dono. I appreciate that. We'll get to 130 this year for sure. But we're gonna get way past 130. I think we're gonna get way past that. So yeah, look out for some cool stuff that's gonna happen. Shout outs to Kevin with the $5 dono. Appreciate that. Let's go. Let's get some Golden Sun music. Golden Sun. But yeah, it's just been kind of weird. Like I said, like a lot of old inactive subs. Like I checked my sub thing and it looks at it's like, oh man, like all my videos are positive. Like on my analytics, I can see who subs on my videos. All my vids have positive plus sub ratios. So like every video that I put out, I get like 10 like people that watch the video and say, oh wow, I'm new, I'm gonna sub. So if you look at all my analytics for my videos, like they all do good. Like I get like 5 or 6 or 7 or 10. So really it's inactive subs that are being deleted because like my channel's old as hell. So once we finally get past that, I think YouTube's been clearing inactive subs for like the last half year. But there's been a lot of inactive subs because like there'll be times like when I get like 40 new subs in a day, but then there's like 30 inactive subs and then those go away. They just delete those accounts completely. So YouTube does a lot of clearing house. So I think that's what's happening. My account's old as hell, so I'm not gaining a lot. Like, I'm still gaining a ton of subs because I looked at my sub for like the year and like I gained like 6,000, 7,000 subs this year, you know, so it was good. Or 5,000. I think I gained almost 6,000 subs this year, so it was not bad. But like I said, there's like a lot of inactive subs. But we'll see about this year. Hopefully that's finished. So like I said, like my videos do good. Like every day I do a video, it does like I get like 10 new subs or I get like 20 new subs or whatever. But yeah. Shout outs to Kevin though. Thank you for the 5, man. I appreciate it. Let's get some music here. Let's get some music going here as well. All right. We got the Golden Sun. So all right, we're gonna stream for like another maybe 5 to 10 minutes plus or so. We'll kind of find out there, see how things are going from there as well. So yeah. Do you think Switch 2 can get Black Myth? I don't think Switch 2 is gonna get Black Myth Wukong, but maybe. But I don't think so. Hey, what's up, Shinru? Welcome to the stream. Happy New Year's. Any goals? My goals is just to basically grow the channel and do more marathon streams, do more cool content for you guys. So yeah, so maybe we'll probably do like a game giveaway. Maybe we'll do like a couple different game giveaways to really help boost up some things here. You missed what I said, Cyberpunk on my Switch 2 yesterday. I'm having a blast. Effective Switch 2 can run the game. Phantom Liberty expansion is very cool. Okay, my bad, V. Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? And yeah, I'm glad that you're having fun with that. Shout outs. Combo breaks too. 75 on the combo board. 25 away from the platinum 92 streak as well. Let's go. Nah, you're good, Dan Dips. You gotta go. You gotta go to work, man. Any update on Astral Chain 2? Nothing on Astral Chain 2 right now. So we'll see. Nothing on Astral Chain 2 at this point. I feel like they changed their notification stuff too. I hardly ever tells me when you go live. Yeah, they did a lot of different things. I mean, obviously the @ symbols. I think that's them trying to cut back on fake accounts and spam accounts and, you know, spam, like, you know, inactive users and all that type of stuff. Because like when you do that, I think it does cut down. That's why they kept on switching back and forth. And I noticed big sub drop-offs when they switched back and forth. But like I said, my channel's been around. This channel's been around since 2013. So there's a lot of inactive subs. People maybe unfortunately even passed away. That used to be here 10 years ago plus. Like that's a long time ago, right? So I think that really, for me at least, it's just gonna be, like I said, keeping the content coming. Because I know you guys like it, because my view counts are good, are okay. My sub counts are, like, in terms of my new subs per video, are not bad at all either. So yeah, I just need to continue on with the great content. And like I said, maybe do a couple more promotions and stuff like that. So yeah. Let's see here. Love the green bottle, serious flex. Listen, my sister gave me this bottle, so I'm gonna use it. It's good, and it's grippy. It's nice and grippy too. Like it's soft. It keeps your water cold, or keeps your stuff hot. So it's good stuff, man. Yeah, zombie YouTube accounts. So like even like, for example, like my 30 big upcoming games, right? Like my 30 big upcoming games. If I look at my analytics, it's like, yo, I got 18 new subs from that, right? Just that came out just a little bit ago. Or my video on what was it? On top 15 best games for the Switch 2. Analytics, you look at that, 25 new subs from that, but it's not reflecting in all, like, you know, for the whole month I should have got like 1,000+ new subs, but it's not reflecting on that though, because the amount of inactive subs that are being cleared. So yeah, hopefully things change. But yeah, like I said, in terms of like the view counts and like in terms of ad revenue, in terms of you guys' support, that's all been like overwhelmingly good. So I appreciate that, like 1,000% appreciate that. So I can't complain, you know, I can't complain about it. We just got to keep pushing, you know, keep pushing, keep going, and yeah, it'll do better. OJ likes the grip. Listen, I like to make sure that I have a good grip on a cup. You know, you don't want to be able to, you don't want to drop a cup. It's all, you know, you don't want to be able to drop a cup. So it's good grip on a cup. Let's see here. I heard someone talk about Switch 2 NVIDIA DLS AI upscaling with DLSS 4.5 update. I think that'd be huge if true. I hope it's true. I mean, yeah, there could be improvements that come to Switch 2 via DLSS. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. What do you think? Big surprise announcement at the next Nintendo Direct? Could be anything from Monolith Soft's next game to the new 3D Mario to a new Splatoon. I mean, there could be all sorts of stuff. We could have had one more Ultimate Smash tourney before the next Smash. Maybe we'll do that. Although, dude, I'm not going to participate in that because I don't want to be part of the lag fest. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if I want to be part of the lag fest on that one. So yeah. Let's see here. Google deleted some of my old accounts that I haven't used. That's probably what happened with YouTube. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, I spoke with someone in the know about it too. That's what they said that was happening. They can't say that it's definitively happened with me, but I've seen other content creators also complain about it. I think PewDiePie even lost like 1 million subs on his channel. So obviously old and active accounts, you know. So yeah. So hopefully, like I said, this year, things kind of like they get like just get rid of all the old and active accounts. So it's not like consistent, you know, just so we can kind of truly see what the sub count is looking like and all that. Yo, shout outs, man. Let's go with the opening thread. Let's go.
Can't let the platinum streak end.
Yes, sir.
Also, do you know you had subs pass away? Or was that just a guess?
I know for a fact that I've had some people that were subbed pass away because they were also content creators and like they passed away. So like I know there was a guy, you know, live and leveled, not the leveled, but the live part of that podcast. He was subscribed to me and I know he passed away for sure. That's 100%. I've also had other people, even on Twitter. There was a young man who watched me and his mom had to come on to tell me that he subscribed to me on YouTube and on not Twitter, sorry, on Twitch. And he had to come on to tell me that, or his mom had to come on to tell me that he passed away as well from like, I think it was from leukemia. Or something like that. So I have had people reach out like family members reach out of like users who watched me a lot. Let's say that, hey man, you know, you don't need to make an announcement, but he did pass away. If you don't see him on the stream anymore or whatever, then like that's the reason why. You know, obviously condolences to the family and stuff like that. So yeah, which is unfortunate, you know. But yeah, I mean, 10 years is a long time, guys. You know, I mean, obviously I don't want to see anybody pass away, you know, and that's not good. I mean, one of these days, yes, that has to happen, but not anytime soon for anybody. We're all young at this point, right? So I don't want to see anything like that, but take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself, get checkups, you know, eat healthy, all that good stuff. As I ate like a big old Wendy's burger today, as I ate like a Wendy's burger and fries, eat healthy. But yeah, shout outs to Cyber Taurus, man. Appreciate that. Thank you for the big 25. Let's go. I was really hoping 49ers would beat Seattle, but Seattle defense too stout. Yeah, Seattle's defense is really good. Nothing that you can do about it. The Seattle was the better team that day. They were the better team that day. That's why they won. They won because they were better. They shut down the offense and they stifled the Niners offense, and defensively or offensively, they gashed them across the board. So yeah. Across the board. Hopefully, if they meet up next time, though, Niners can get the W. Because like if the Niners win their first round game, they're probably going to face the Seahawks in Seattle for the first game. Because if the Bears beat the Packers, which the Bears could lose to the Packers, but if the Bears beat the Packers, that means, and if the Rams beat the Panthers, that means the Bears will play the Rams and the Seahawks will play the Niners. However, if the Eagles win, obviously it throws things a little bit off. But yeah, the Niners can meet up against Seattle again for the third time. If they win one game, all they got to do is win one game against the Eagles, and they will play the Seahawks again. So that'll be like, I think it was 2023 or 2022. I forgot what year it was, where the Niners played the Seahawks 3 times in the regular season and the playoffs. So that's the Cyber Taurus, man. Thank you for the $25 dono, man. I appreciate it. No, we do not. Thankfully, we don't live in the Endless now. The Endless now sucks. I would not want to be a part of that at all. Like I would not want to be a part of that at all. Please do not put me in the Endless now. Please do not. So do not make me a part of that. Feel so bad for Lamar and the Ravens. You know, they ruined it themselves, losing games that they should have won. So that's why you can't give up games that you should have won. You can't do that, because then you're gonna end up in a situation where it's like a winner takes all. You know, you want to be in the situation of like the Niners, where yeah, great, if you win, you can get a number 1 seed, or you can win the division or whatever. That's good, but then you still end up in the playoffs. Like you can't do it to where it comes down to the final game. You know, you got to win 10 games, get to 10 or get to 11 wins, so you know for sure you'll get in. If you lose in the final game of the season and you don't get in, it is what it is. You know, you dilly-dallied all year, 500 ball club all year, and you missed the kick. So that's really what it got. So I don't feel bad for the Ravens. I don't. Honestly, I don't want to see also, it's also a little bit greedy. If the Niners do get to the Super Bowl, Ravens, if they got in, they could definitely make it to the Super Bowl. Ravens could have, because they got Lamar Jackson. So they definitely could have made it to the Super Bowl. And I don't want to, if the Niners do go to the Super Bowl this year, I don't want to see them play against a mobile quarterback like Lamar Jackson. So I don't want any I don't want the Bills to win. I don't want the Ravens to win. I want a stationary quarterback. I want a stationary quarterback that the Niners can bottle up a little bit. So it's really more of a greedy thing for me, though, you know? So yeah. Well, if your division's dookie, then yeah, like, your division's dookie, You guys are definitely backpedaling in, but hey, you got in. At least it's better than not getting in, you know? It's better than not getting in. Let's see. It was them not using a weapon like King Henry Moore, you know, not running the ball on the 1 yard line with Marshawn Lynch. Yeah, not quite as bad as that, but definitely shades of that, right? Definitely shades of that. So yeah. So absolutely. So absolutely, man. But All right, though, guys, we are gonna wrap it up here. I just looked at the time. We gotta wrap this one up. But I want to say thank you so much. Shout out to Cyber Taurus for saving the platinum streak to 92 today. Big love to Beat Queen too. Also Beat Queen with the big help as well. Justin, Kevin, guys dropping donos, man. I appreciate that. That helps out. Nick 93, a lot of you guys coming through. I really appreciate that. So I do have to wrap it up just a little bit early today. Sorry about that, guys. About 30 minutes early. But we will be back. I'm gonna edit that video of the Nintendo won the console war, so you guys should watch that one. I think I'm gonna edit that and have that ready for you guys either tonight or tomorrow, probably tomorrow morning early. I'll probably have that one ready since we recorded it. So that's one thing that I want to do more in 2026. I want to get more videos recorded now, put some editing over the top of it and put it out. That'll save me some time so we can actually have more time to do other things. So I'm not editing all day, every single night. I don't burn myself out because I kind of burned myself out towards the end of last year. So I don't want to burn myself out. So I am going to do some stuff where we react to certain things. You guys give me some good topics. We react to it. We'll put it together, edit. Then you guys can go comment on it later, how the edited video is done. So all right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Shout out to the combo breakers. Big love to Cyber Taurus. Thank you so much, man. Sweet. I appreciate you, fam. And yeah, we will see you guys for the next one. Check out my most recent video. We had a big video on Monolith Soft today. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out. I think it's pretty dope. Big video on Monolith Soft today, so go watch that video. It's awesome. If you love Monolith Soft and Xenoblade, you're gonna like this video. So go check it out, guys. I'll be back. All right, guys. Love y'all. Take it easy. Thanks.